ground. I don't think I'm principally opposed to an invasion on Rafa, but I think you probably need to make sure all the humanitarian stuff is working before that happens, right? Because isn't that like the last big area that they need to clear?
Maybe I should chart again on stream.
Ireland's productivity per hour is the highest of any country at $119.10. Full-time Irish employees work about 39.7 hours per week. Ireland's high concentration of multinationals drives its largest productivity gains. Oh, that's a tricky one.
We can do that.
Does that count as your workforce being productive? Like, let's say I'm the last step of adding value to a given good or service, but like all of the supply chains are in other countries, but because I'm a multinational company, I feel like it would drive insane productivity gains for small numbers of employees. Contrarian, thanks for subbing. Erwin Chem, or Kem, is the Dean of Berkeley Law, one of the top universities in the entire world, probably the top public university in the world, and is one of the most famous law professors in the US. Okay.
Nice ad.
Okay, well. Anyway, sorry. Back to this. What's going on here?
I hate these videos.
Wait, what? Sorry, hold on, fuck. I shouldn't have clicked the link. What was going on yesterday with this? Your last name is basically shit.
Can you cut the music now, please? Cut the music. We're done with the Red Lobster. Cut the music. Stop the music. Cut it! Stop the music! Cut it! Come on. 100 years of Red Lobster. It's been 100 years.
Tim, I cannot believe how long it's been. And you know, when growing up, every Friday I would go to Red Lobster with my family. And on my birthday, my step-pepper would turn to me and say, son, why don't you upgrade to the surf and turf?
Oh.
It was awesome.
I knew this guy was a surf and turf freak. I knew it from the moment I met him. He loves surf and turf. Well, Eric, you're going to be so excited to find out that this week, Red Lobster is introducing, for the first time ever, they're calling it the Endless Summer All-You-Can-Eat Surf and Turf. How many people would love the sound of that? Huh?
Okay, 8 o'clock. Same routine as before. Please take.
Hold on. Did they actually reach their verdict? Wait. Control F, verdict. Hold on, somebody's about to get banned. Somebody in Kick Chat. Who said first a verdict has been reached? Who said that? How long have they been deliberating?
Three hours?
3 hours?
It'd be RE3 on Nightmare with S+. And they got the rocket launcher. I just needed to unlock the rocket launcher. It made that fight so much easier.
When do you think the jury will reach a verdict?
I still need to dodge a little bit, but oh my god.
Most people are probably going to say tomorrow would be my guess.
At least 3 times easier.
Or Monday.
Double the targets.
Thursday or Monday is my guess.
Double the targets. The final boss. I shouldn't have bought the AR.
Damn, can they make fun of my name? Holy shit. Well, that escalated quickly. 1, yes, we made fun of a guy's name. It was a huge fumble. 2, we apologized to him directly and offered him $10,000 as a gesture of goodwill. 3, we've been poking fun at customers on social media for over a decade now. We're not going to stop, and maybe next time you'll be the one who gets $10,000. Wait, so why was it a huge fumble? Because he had a name that, like, sounded brown? What is the... Wait, why does this guy get $10,000? Is this DEI in action? Wait, what the fuck? Because he's Indian? Okay. Well.
I do not want to watch the cop video. That's gonna be mega cringe.
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
I don't know. What are you doing?
He doesn't
Are you
know
allowed
who
to
he is. What the hell? I'm tired of Xena stripping.
Of privacy in your car. I feel like probably not. You may have the expectation of privacy as far as someone entering your car without your permission, but you cannot say you have the same expected right for being seen while inside your car. No one is constitutionally or by any law required to avert their eyes as you drive by. Would it be illegal to film the inside of someone's car? Legal for someone to take pictures of the inside of your car without your consent? Unfortunately, it's legal even though you've not given consent. Okay.
Is that why there's a law around window
You can't do
tints?
it. You can't do it inside somebody's house, right? Is it legal for you to film someone's open window of house? If you're the owner, you have the right to film your backyard and other parts of your property too. However, you cannot film areas where other people have a reasonable expectation of privacy. That means you cannot film a neighbor's backyard or angle a camera so that it can record through the windows. Yeah, okay, interesting. So cars and houses are treated way differently here.
Yeah, because a house is considered
Are you taking close-up pictures of the inside of the car?
your primary domicile.
Says who?
Unless it's like an RV.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Well then,
It
you
does
get lost.
Breaking Bad
Can I be taking
reference.
pictures of the inside of these cars?
Watch me.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of the car.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
You come over here all big tough guy?
Hey, you can't be taking pictures inside.
Says who?
It says me. It's a police car, okay?
And you, who are you?
I'm a sergeant, okay? I'm a supervisor,
Yeah?
okay? Yeah.
And?
And you can't be here.
And
doing
you can
that.
get lost.
Oh, that's a good question. Wait, hold on. Are you allowed to take pictures inside someone's mobile home? Being present on someone else's property generally requires property owners to consider pictures. We also. I wonder if. What about if somebody lives in their car, like lives in a trailer? That would be interesting, huh? Or like an RV, yeah.
Lost.
It doesn't work that way, my friend.
How does that work?
Hey,
What? You gonna get in my face?
He wants to tell him to stop, but they're both doing okay things. Like nothing they're doing is bad. But he can't say that. Because then he would just lose.
Public view isn't private, but if you have your screen blacked out, then there's a degree of privacy expected. Because that's not true. I don't know why you keep saying that. Anything in public view isn't private. That's not true. If you can't take video footage, which is right. You can't take video footage of like somebody's backyard, or if somebody has like a window open. You can't record that and just take video footage of like what's going on inside their house because the window's open. That's not true. Just because something's in public view doesn't mean you have a right to sit there and record it. That's not true. Why not? Because it's against the law. I don't know. What? You are so wrong. Am I allowed to record my neighbor's window if they left it open? I don't know what the fuck Rio link is.
Didn't something come up with like someone flying a drone in people's backyards? Right when drones were starting to become popular because they had video recording on them.
We suspect our neighbor is growing marijuana in his house. Okay.
Is a Doom Lord able to counter Galaxy Eyes Ward?
It's a good one. Neighbor's camera pointed at my house. How to do? Okay, tell me.
Doom King. Vanishing.
The legality of your neighbor's security camera, essentially, the legality of your neighbor's security camera record your property depends on. This is a typo in the first sentence. Neighbor's security camera aims your house is indeed capturing a broad area. As a property owners, your neighbors are entitled to install security cameras in and around their house to stop lookers from targeting their home, and you have a right to do so as well. So your neighbor places an IP camera for security purposes, hammers capture your front door, driveway, or yard. You can't press charges against your neighbors. You have no expectation of privacy outdoors. If you have some difficulty, neighbors to handle, you can find a mediator to negotiate instead of you. I believe this is true. I'm pretty sure you can take pictures. This is my understanding. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll look it up. This is my understanding. If there's a house here, and there's a house here, and there's windows, okay? Let's say like this window's open, this window's open. Let's say that you're standing here. I think if you take a picture of both of these houses like this or whatever, I'm pretty sure this is allowed. You can do this. But I don't think you're allowed to zoom in on your camera and take a picture here if the window's open. I don't think you're allowed to do that. I'm pretty sure that's illegal, but we'll check. The footage of neighbors' security cameras record your property is in lawful use. Yes.
What if they're 8K security cameras?
When is it illegal to the neighbor? When is it illegal? Neighbor has camera pointed at my house. Okay. Though your neighbor can record you on your property in plain sight, they're different for the places. You have a reasonable expectation of privacy, such as a bathroom, bedroom, restrooms, locker room, changing dressing rooms, etc. According to the residence security camera laws, your neighbor might invite legal trouble if he points security cameras at areas where you couldn't view without physically entering the premises. Here's what the home security laws in California say. Installation or any use of any device for photographing, observing, or overhearing events or sounds in a private place without permission of the people photographed or observed is against the law. Videos. Okay, this website sucks. Do you have a reasonable expectation of privacy in your home, in your bedroom, if windows open? For example, even within one's home or property, the open field doctrine provides that if something on a person's property is easily visible to the public without the need to be physically on the property from the air, from the street, then there is no expectation of privacy. Furthermore, same token, while a homeowner has a reasonable expectation of privacy in the contents of the home, a guest in a house has no reasonable expectation of privacy in that house. If the homeowner consents to allow police to search your house, even in places, and for example, the police can use photos taken by police helicopters above one's property of items that are visible from the air. The expectation of privacy is reduced for people who are public employees, employees who hold safety. Okay, that doesn't matter. Moreover, is it illegal to take a picture of someone's open window? Sounds like the Ring camera is legal. Yes, the broad cameras like that, I'm pretty sure are legal. But the I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive, but we'll find it. We'll look for it. Mad tips.
What does that even mean?
Somebody said plain view doctrine.
Do I have to assign a hotkey to this?
Oh, is it illegal to take a photo of someone through their window? Oh my god. No. Wait, here? I don't even know if I'm in the right fucking...
Ow.
I have to get rid of all this bullshit, don't I? Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, that's loud.
What is the actual URL of the page? Is it just this? HTML. Okay. Okay, we just can't. Destiny's volume again low today. Bye. There's really no way to break this fucking... There's no way to break this fucking firewall, seriously? Or the... Why would you make a law? Why would you make a law site like this for information like this and then put it behind a paywall? Is this not like a law firm or something? Or would you want clients? Oh wait, hold on.
This is why he wants $120 gains. Millionaire take.
18 U.S. Code 1801 video voyeurism.
Desktop capture.
Whoever in the special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States has the intent to capture an image of a private area of an individual without their consent and knowingly does so under circumstances in which the individual has a reasonable expectation of privacy shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. I don't think this is applying to what we're talking about here. This is like if you photograph somebody's dick because they happen to walk by a thing or whatever.
And it's actually helped. A lot more than I thought I would. I think I got 2 giants. I don't really need them, they're copies.
The term, well, let's check. The term capture with respect to an image means to videotape, photograph, film, record by any means or broadcast. The term broadcast means to electronically transmit a visual image with the intent that it be viewed by a person or persons. The term private area of the individual means the naked or undergarment clad genitals, pubic area, buttocks, or female breast of that individual. The term female breast means any portion of the breast below the top of the areola. Areola, Jesus. The term under circumstances in which the individual is reasonable to privacy means circumstances in which a reasonable person would believe that he or she could disrobe in privacy without being concerned that an image of a private area of the individual is being captured, or circumstances in which a reasonable person would believe that a private area of the individual will not be visible. Did anybody open the... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, let's try this.
Oops, I need to put wheat here, not pineapple. Fuck. Whatever.
Okay. Answer man. Is it illegal to take pictures of people without their permission? Do people have the right to take your picture and publish it without your permission? In general, it depends on the circumstances under which the picture was taken and how the image is used. The rules on pictures also apply to video images, and publishing can include print, television, social media, other media, and websites. Taking photographs and video of things that are plainly visible in public spaces is a constitutional right, and that includes transportation facilities, the outside of federal buildings, and police and other government officials carrying out their duties. The American Civil Liberties Union says in summary of photographers' rights on its website. Unfortunately, law enforcement officers have been known to ask people to stop taking photographs in public places. The summary says those who fail to comply have sometimes been harassed, detained, and arrested. Other people have ended up in FBI databases for taking innocuous photographs of public places. The right of citizens to record the police is a critical check on the balance. Is this going to be what we want? Okay. Hopefully this isn't all about police. An article by attorney and writer Teo Spengler on the Legal Beagle website asks, how does it fall out legally when you take pictures of people without their permission? It largely depends on where they are when you push the photo button, the article says. Generally, you can take any photo you want of people when they're in a public location, like a park, a beach, or a city square. It's perfectly legal since they have elected to place themselves in a public location and have no reasonable expectation of privacy. If you snap 100 pictures of people at a political rally, a marathon, or a rock concert in the park, all is well and good. No reasonable expectation of privacy in public includes where they go, who they go with, and what they do while there. For example, if you photograph a couple kissing on the beach and publish the photo in the newspaper, they cannot complain. The article says they have no claim against you, even if one of the two happens to be married to someone else and the marriage ends with the photo. I thought that this wasn't true. Is this for non-commercial use? Like, I feel like if you were filming a movie and you caught a bunch of people in the background, does it change if it's for commercial? I feel like you're not allowed to do that. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe you can do that. I thought there was a whole debate on, like, didn't we do this with Pisco and Vegan Gains over, like, photography? And whether or not a photographer could have other people in the background?
Verb.
There have been movies that do this. It's called stealing a shot. I thought it depends on how much you can like. So like if you do like an overhead shot of a city, it's okay. Or if you do like a shot of a street, it's okay. But like if you were to go in a restaurant, and even if you had permission from the restaurant to film, if you shot and there are people that are somewhat involved, like you can make them out clearly, whatever. I thought you couldn't do this. Foster v. Svensson. Oh, is there a... Didn't Borat do this? Did Borat do this? I thought when you do stuff like this, you have to go and get releases afterwards. But maybe not. Maybe that's only if they're like a subject in your video, not just somebody in the background. For example, if you photograph... Okay, likewise, if you take photos of someone shooting up drugs, wearing a bathing suit 3 sizes too small... Wait, hold on. Like, I'm thinking about this for this reasonable expectation of privacy. What if you're filming with a friend and you're making a movie with a friend and it's about 2 people in the background that you're like looking at in a public area? Could you just have a whole-on conversation about these people and then like make a movie about these people, even though you didn't even consent for them to be in it at all? I wonder if it's a difference in commercial use. That's an IP lawyer here. It depends on commercial use. You cannot use someone's name like a commercial manner without their permission.
Don't they use
if it's
like
non-commercial and in oh, okay, that might be the difference then.
New York.
That if you're for commercial use, it's different. Maybe. Maybe. In some places, even Jesus Christ. In some places, even though they are this fucking website. In some places, even though they are public, most people expect to have privacy. If these expectations are deemed reasonable by the courts, you cannot photograph other people in these spots, the article says. People have been found to have reasonable expectation of privacy in places like public bathrooms, changing lockers at the pool, and fitting rooms at clothing stores. And people almost always have a reasonable expectation of privacy when they're at home with their families. That means that you can't take pictures of people inside their own home without their permission. The rule applies even if you are standing on a public sidewalk, looking through a window and using a telephoto lens. That kind of photo violates the rights. Okay, this is my understanding. Do they set a law or something? The owner of private property, like a store or theater, controls whether you can take pictures there. Ask before the snap, the article says. The owner has the right to kick you out if you take pictures without permission. Another article by Spengler brings up laws about being photographed without permission. If you stand in a public place, you can usually take it. Be a little careful, however, if using a telephoto lens, the article says. Just because your feet are on a public land doesn't mean you can shoot into private property. A reasonable expectation of privacy applies to private homes, including backyards and pool patios. If you take shots in a place where someone has a reasonable expectation of privacy, you are violating his right to privacy, which can get you in trouble criminally and also trigger a civil lawsuit for damages. Obviously for the naked thing you can't. I hate how so many laws basically end in, is it reasonable? Feels kind of meaningless. Well, no, there's, like, most people can ascertain reasonableness.
Nah, see. Nah. God damn it.
Okay, I'm going with this, unless I see something different. Unless I see something that contradicts this.
I wanted to spend those tokens, but I cannot.
Foster v. Svensson decided on blah, appellate division. Oh, what do we got?
Just wait for my reward, which I won't use.
During the New York exhibition of The Neighbors, plaintiffs and other residents of the building learned through media coverage of the exhibition that they had been the defendant's unwitting subjects. Plaintiffs in particular learned that their children, then aged 3 and 1, appeared in the exposition, and the photographs numbered 6 and 12. Despite defendant's professed effort to obscure his subject's identity, plaintiff's children were identifiable in these photographs, one of which showed their son in his diaper and their daughter in a swimsuit, and the other showed plaintiff mother holding her daughter. Let's see, how did they find... Okay, defendant Arnie Svensson is a critically acclaimed fine art photographer. His work has appeared in galleries and museums throughout the U.S. After inheriting a telephoto camera lens from a birder friend, defendant embarked on a project photographing the people living in the building across from him. The neighboring building had a mostly glass facade with large windows in each unit. Defendant photographed the building's residents surreptitiously, hiding himself in the shadows of his darkened apartment. Defendant asserts that he did so for reasons of artistic expression. He obscured his subjects' faces, seeking to comment on the anonymity of urban life. Okay, so my understanding is even if the windows are open, I don't think you'd be allowed to do this, but let's see how they ruled. The exhibit's promotional material on defendant's website stated that for his subject, there is no question of privacy. They are performing behind a transparent scrim on a stage of their own creation with the curtain raised high. Oh. May of 2013, plaintiffs commenced this action seeking injunctive relief and damages pursuant to the statutory tort of invasion of privacy and the common law tort of intentional infliction of emotional distress. Under that discussion, as indicated, the denial of preliminary injunction and dismissal of the complaint were based on the same ground, namely the alleged conduct constituting the privacy invasion are not actionable under the statutory tort of invasion of privacy. New York State's privacy statute was born out of judicial prompting of the Court of Appeals in Robertson, established common law right to privacy where a flower company obtained, made, printed, sold, and circulated 25,000 lithographic prints, photographs, and likenesses of plaintiff without the plaintiff's consent. That's a different thing. Such a right would include a vast amount of litigation upon the absurd, because the assertion of a right to privacy according to the court would be limitless. The Court of Appeals ultimately found that the legislative body could very well provide that no one should be permitted for his own selfish purpose to use the picture of or the name of another for advertising purposes without his consent.
I would only do questing when I'm at like 30 billion a second.
Prior case, I think.
Because it's not really worth it. Well, you get your first upgrades until you max out like just one of them, and then you'd stop.
Works of art fall outside the prohibition of the privacy statute under the newsworthy and public concerns exemption. As indicated under this exemption, the press is given broad leeway. This is because the informational value of the ideas conveyed by the artwork is seen as a matter of public interest. We recognize that the public as a whole has an equally strong interest in the dissemination of images, aesthetic values, and symbols contained in the artwork. In our view, artistic expression in the form of artwork must therefore be given the same leeway extended to the press under the newsworthy and public concern exemption to the statutory tort of invasion of privacy. To be sure, despite its breadth, the exception is not without limits. Does this mean, could you theoretically take like a, well, I don't even know how that's rolled yet. Like, could you take like a telescope and stand in a building and look inside celebrity homes? Would that make it, would that be okay?
Maybe a quadrillion each. Autistic expression.
Okay, applying the newsworthy and public concern exemption to the complaint herein, we conclude that the allegations do not sufficiently plead a cause of action under the statutory tort of invasion of privacy. As stated above, plaintiffs essentially allege the defendants use their images in local and national media to promote the neighbors, an exhibition that included photographs of individuals taken under the same circumstances as those featuring plaintiffs. Plaintiffs further allege the photographs were for sale at the exhibit and on a commercial website. Contrary to plaintiff's argument, the fact that profit might have been derived from the sale of the artwork does not diminish the constitutional protection afforded by the newsworthy and public concern exemption. Stefano v. Newsworthy. How do you make something not like artistic? Couldn't you always do that? Let's say you had like a hot neighbor and you're just like taking photographs because she leaves her shades open a little bit, and then somebody like, you get arrested or the cops like come and they ask what's up and you're like, oh, I'm actually making an artistic collage of all the nudie shots I've gotten of her. Like that, there's no way, right?
What the hell are these Steam games?
The Court of Appeals held that the newsworthy and public concerns exemption applied to bar the privacy claim because the Nussbaum affair was a matter of public interest and the photographs were directly related to the story. Okay, that's had to do with another event. Huh. Instructed by publishing plaintiff's photos as a work of art, without further action toward the plaintiffs, defendant's conduct, however disturbing it may be, cannot properly, under the current state of the law, be deemed so outrageous that it went beyond decency and the protections of civil rights law sections 50 and 51. To be sure, by our holding here, finding no viable cause of action for violation of the statutory right to privacy under these facts, we do not in any way mean to give short shrift to plaintiff's concerns. Undoubtedly, like plaintiffs, many people would be rightfully offended by the intrusive manner in which photographs were taken in the case. However, such complaints are best addressed to the legislature, the body empowered to remedy such inequities. They say it's illustrated, and these times are heightened threats to privacy posed by new and ever more invasive technologies. We call upon the literature. Oh, okay. So I guess if you're making an art project out of something, you can get away with it. The problem is that it wasn't used in art. The plaintiff's theory was that the private image was used in the advertisement for the art. Yeah, that's what a lot of these other cases are going on, but it feels like that's what they're leaning into, but as long as, yeah, I don't know. Listen, don't put cameras at open windows, okay? I'm still 85% sure that's not allowed. I'm pretty sure, okay? What if your house is in your neighbor's security camera's field of view and you don't have any curtains on your windows? Well, there's not a reasonable expectation for privacy. Anyone walking by your house can see inside your windows. The fact that your windows are visible to your neighbor's security camera doesn't violate your privacy. All you need to do is put up some curtains. But if your neighbor's security camera has a large zoom range and they position their camera in such a way that they can record activity happening in your home that wouldn't be easily visible to anyone with the naked eye, in this situation, you may be able to do something to get your neighbor's camera taken down. If you believe your right to privacy is being violated by your neighbor's security camera, oh, maybe that's why they say telephoto lens before. Anything with a zoom thing isn't okay?
What if it has a fixed, increased zoom? Like,
okay. Well,
would that give you an app
anyway,
stuff?
3 minutes into this.
Taking pictures inside.
Says who?
Says me.
What law?
I don't know.
Exactly. So get lost, tough guy.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, how's it gonna work? Why don't you call your Bobby's
I
over
don't
here? Why
know.
don't you call your
You don't know how it's gonna work?
other sergeants?
You show me out in front of the precinct with
Yeah?
taking some pictures of inside of the police department.
Dumb guy.
I'll take it.
First Amendment protected activity, and the tough guy shows up here and tells me I can't take. What am I doing taking pictures? What's the problem taking pictures?
With the inside of the vehicle.
What law?
Didn't that one article say that it's illegal specifically for cops?
Say. What does it say?
Bro, this guy wants the yapping, dude. Destiny's free to play now. Oh my.
To protect confidential information.
It is reasonable.
Whose responsibility?
Supermarket Semi, I can go back to it. To fix that laggy issue.
Expectation of privacy there. I'm have no idea actually. I'm not sure. Mad tips. Destiny, we have a button to turn off the screen.
Tell you how to do it. I pay your wages. That's right.
Oh, I don't think I'll be able to chart on YouTube. Even though it's repetitive, I might play enough of the song to get it muted. Don't care about that though. Usually it all gets muted anyway. I'm not gonna chart on there.
Public, there are some expectations of privacy that you have, right? Like, like even if you're in a completely 100% public area, I'm pretty sure that there are some things like I don't think it's legal to take pictures of a woman's skirt, like up skirt pictures. I don't think you can do that. There are some things if you were in a, like, let's say for instance, you were in a restaurant, okay? And there's a security camera. That's fine. But what if the restaurant had cameras above every single patron's keyboard and it could zoom in and read perfectly everything on the screen? Is that really legal? I don't know why I'm asking, because nobody's gonna post a fucking law. People are just gonna put their personal opinions. Is it okay. Would it be legal for a store to record phone screens on camera?
No, it's not picking it up. Why?
If you're inside a store, can the security people look at the cameras to see what's on your phone screen, legally speaking? Okay, we're on Quora. Once you open your phone in a public space, anything visible is considered in plain view. If a camera can record it, the store employees can legally use it. I feel like there's no way that's true. It's all about what the average person would reasonably expect to be hidden. I don't think there's explicitly law about any of these specific examples. It all comes down to reasonableness. Maybe. What is a reasonable expectation of privacy in a public area?
I don't think there's any.
Civil privacy expects against intrusion upon seclusion or solitude or into private affairs. Oh, this is very broad. Intrusion upon seclusion, solitude, public disclosure of embarrassing private facts. Professional like this.
How the hair get there?
In plain view is extremely important. Your panties example doesn't work. Yeah, but neither does your cell phone screen. Like if you're like in a store and you like bring your phone up like this to look at something, is your screen in plain view? If you want to see somebody's cell phone screen, you generally now if somebody's like kind of like, you know, like whatever, like I'm kind of like going through my shit and I'm like going whatever, that's fine. But if somebody's got a phone up here, if you want to read it, you're like you have to get into their space to do it. It's not. I don't know if I would consider that in plain view. Like, even this comment is so stupid. Anyone can glance over your shoulder and see your screen. Maybe if they're like right fucking over your shoulder behind you. If you're so worried that your text messages will be read while texting in public, then do it in private. So if you ever buy something online or type your credit card in online or whatever, it would be fair game if there were cameras that were zooming in to record all of that information. Destiny, so long as no enhanced methods are used to view, it's able to be read by the naked eye. It's reasonably in the public domain. Yeah, that would be my assessment, Tuck 23. But when we say no enhanced methods are used to view, you could theoretically see some things without them if you were way closer, but then if you had the enhancements, you don't need to be. Trying to use someone's credit card information is illegal. Nobody's saying anything about using it. What if someone is taking pictures of toddlers playing at a water park? You're allowed to do any of that shit. Those are just like straight up public pictures. I need a legal eagle video on this. Okay, sorry. We're halfway through this.
My action.
What are you gonna do?
My freedom of speech.
Now you're
All of us have a lot of things we need to
Get back to your job. I didn't call you.
everywhere.
Oh, he's right. You didn't call them.
Your scene, your level of engagement is going to make the police be here. And I do think that's your goal. I literally think what you are doing is trying to create a scene to get police attention.
Ask her.
Record it on
Ask
camera,
her. I was walking down. I was walking on the sidewalk.
and have this
I was
interaction
walking
be
on the
useful to
sidewalk
you
very
online,
quietly.
on
Destiny, I worked for a company that wired and set up a bunch of stuff for large retailers a while back ago. Set up a surveillance system for large retailers once, and during inspections, the cameras were too detailed and we had to dumb down the quality. To be fair, it was a pretty high-end 8K system. Not sure what the law was for. Not sure what the law was for it, but we were required to drop codecs and resolutions. Place of businesses have rules based on states. This is in Washington. Didn't have that issue in other states. Washington state law resolution of security cameras. Oh, wait, hold
640
on.
by 470.
How to comply with the Washington recording regulations. To ID someone at 20 feet, we recommend that you have at least 1080p resolution cameras. Even though your technical requirements state 640 by 470, that resolution won't be able to ID someone at 10 feet unless you have an error. You don't have 20 feet out of the question at 6.0. That means you have to pick HD cameras. All your cameras are HD. Oh wait, this is storage regulations. Oh no, wait, recording regulations. This says at least though, so it's implying you could have more.
Yeah, but this seems like it's for recording your own property.
Does one-party or two-party consent laws, do those apply to written communications? Read the URL. Get security, whatever bullshit. Okay. Of any wire, oral, or electronic communication in Florida. So like, if I was like, let's say I'm texting somebody in public, am I breaking two-party consent because they don't know that I'm in public and I'm making their messages publicly available to everybody? Oh, consent is not required for the taping of a non-electronic communication uttered by a person who does not have a reasonable expectation of privacy. And yeah, but the person on the other end of your call wouldn't know. I want to sue somebody for texting me from a public place. Jesus, okay, fuck this.
on a YouTube channel.
Whatever you think.
So whatever your
I
goals
don't care
are,
what you think.
I want
So if the cops stop speaking, would he just go back to the car? Keep filming that one car?
point your camera inside of police vehicles and record information off of our computers.
According to whom?
Don't do it.
According to whom?
That's it.
According to whom?
Sir.
What law is that?
Okay.
What law is that? See on a public sidewalk.
Okay.
What law is that?
We are going to leave, and we understand that you are not going to point inside of cameras
Unless
and
I'm
record
breaking
things
the
off
law,
computers.
you can take.
Well, just wait for them to arrest you, I guess. This guy's retarded. They're telling you they're gonna arrest you. Is he gonna go back and do it?
That's the end of the video? Oh. I mean, like, technically everybody... Well, oh, that's not bad. Everybody is kind of like, okay. They kind of, like, shouted at each other. They all kind of, like, did some bullshit. But then at the end of the day, they all fucked off. Eh.
This is so retarded. He is pointing it at the screen. He's zooming in on it. They should arrest him. That is weird.
Jesus. There's I looked up what that court case was about. The neighbors, because I was curious, what were the photographs that this guy was taking? Damn, so this was defended under artistic expression. I would be hella ass mad if people were taking pictures like this of me and publishing them. That seems wild. And these aren't public figures or newsworthy figures or anything. That just seems wild to me. Holy shit.
To Miami.
I guess so this particular court case, these held up because they were just suing for their... Was it just an injunction against their pictures being used in the advertisement? Is that what they were doing it for? And not for the, and not for the actual, like, art thing itself? Or... Like, holy shit. Jesus Christ. I mean, some of them look cool. Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, it's a cool idea. I'm just surprised that... I'm so curious with the court case. This one is like, he's like in a kitchen-y area public. It's more... Have you ever heard of security cameraman? No.
This dude? Yeah, I was thinking like, excuse me,
this guy?
It's a day like every other day. You're just sitting in a park, or you're walking down...
Oh wait, have we watched this guy before?
...street, or you're having a chat with your friend outside a coffee shop. Then suddenly, someone walks up with a camera and begins filming you.
Oh yeah, wasn't there like a weird connection with this guy and the guy who jumped out of the plane and crashed it?
I was taking a video. I was just taking a video.
Why? She thought it was like the same guy?
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Who are you? What are you doing?
Oh my god!
is there a difference between this and all the other surveillance cameras in our lives?
Yeah. One of them walking next to you.
Are you a homosexual? Are you a homosexual? I want a dumb fuck.
This is the work of surveillance cameramen.
You don't look like a dumb fuck.
An anonymous filmmaker who films people without their permission.
Can I help you?
Like, are you serious right now?
And without explanation beyond.
I'll take a video.
For me?
You're in it, yeah.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why not?
He's been doing it since late 2012, and as of October 2014, there have been 8 videos, all of which have now been removed by YouTube. The first video he makes elaborates on his mission. After filming this guy for a little bit, he explains.
But look at it this way. You ever go to the grocery store? You know, there's like surveillance cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
It's just a video. I mean,
The premise of his art, or whatever you want to call it, is simple. You're already being surveilled everywhere you go anyway, so what's the difference?
I don't care if it's just a video. I don't want on it.
He's right. Cameras are everywhere. Every ATM, most stores, street corners, Nerf guns. We're starting to put them on police officers.
Wait, what?
Nerf guns.
What the fuck Nerf gun is this? Jesus.
I
What?
don't know.
We're starting to put them on police officers. In fact,
weren't people trying to get this guy's live stream taken down because he was filming down into an alley from where he lived?
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
In fact, Barack Obama has just pledged $75 million to make sure.
Oh, okay. I heard $75 million, and then I saw 50,000, and I thought $50,000, and I'm like, $50,000? How many police cams does that buy? Like, what? But okay, I said, sorry.
That police have cameras. Police also have their own drones. And let's not forget all the cameras on consumer drones. New York City has about 4,000 surveillance cameras. Chicago has about 10,000. Now think about every computer, every smartphone, and every smartwatch. They have cameras. And then, of course, there's Google Glass. A person wearing Google Glass would be getting almost the same identical video as surveillance cameraman. But our reactions to the two are different.
Draft of my own eyes.
So you're actually shooting?
Yeah, I'm shooting.
There's an interesting conversation to be had about, there is a difference. Is he going to bring it up at all, or is he just going to pretend that it's all the same?
Something about Glass that's just more passive than surveillance cameraman.
Okay.
But seeing someone actively surveilling us
Fuck you.
with a camera is just, well, offensive.
Oh, fuck call, dude. Hey, take that out of the car. Stop photographing me, motherfucker. Back up.
So, is surveillance cameraman a more obvious reminder of the hundreds, if not thousands, of other cameras filming us each day? Whether or not these videos are effective in delivering that concept is still for debate. If you peruse the comments sections or the Reddit threads, you'll see some people praise him for the idea and can't get enough, while others say they understand the message, but that he's really just exploiting people and making them feel uncomfortable. And I can see where they're coming from. There's something about the videos that's just a little Tom Greeny.
How much is yours?
Get the hell away from me.
No, you get it cheaper from me, though. Let's go. Let's go.
Fuck you are, mister. You calm down.
Fucking with the wrong motherfucker.
But he's capturing people in a rare state, one I rarely ever see. Pure, raw, unfiltered emotion.
Okay.
And an intense rage, seemingly emanating from some primitive part of the human brain.
Fuck you, motherfucker! I swear to God, you get that camera out of my motherfucking face! I swear to fucking God!
Hey, calm down.
The people in surveillance cameraman's videos are for the most part mad as hell. As they should be. It's an invasion of privacy. It feels eerie and wrong.
Get mad.
But it's not going to be long before video.
Aren't most surveillance cameras unmanned and only checked if something happened that requires going with the footage? In fact, most servers are pretty small and delete footage within weeks of being taken. Yeah, obviously the difference is the feeling of the intent behind the intent and then the utilization of the footage afterwards. Like, I think if you went to a daycare and there was a camera in the corner, you would probably be happy. You'd be like, yeah, I hope there's fucking security at my fucking daycare where I drop my kid off. But if there was a camera in the corner and it was like, this is routed directly to the servers on Epstein's Island, you'd probably never take your kid back to that daycare again. The difference there isn't really the recording, it's your perception of what the purpose for the recording is, right? Or the intent of the recording.
Those exactly like this will be taken of you by you.
What if
There
Epstein
are
just
actually a few
hacked all
restaurants
the
in San
surveillance
Francisco that have
footage
outright
and got
banned
whatever he
Google
wanted?
Glass for concerns about being videotaped. But for now, it's still a novelty. And I guess if there's one thing that you can glean from Surveillance Cameraman, it's that we need to take regulation extremely seriously. These cameras are creeping into our lives.
Yeah, that's actually true too. The camera actually isn't even relevant here. You could probably get these exact same reactions if you were just a person doing this. Like if you were to walk up to someone on the street and just start like staring at them, you'd probably get like 95% of the same reaction. You just like look at them and they're like, do you need something? No. Okay. What do you want? Nothing. All right, bye. And then you walk away and the guy like starts following you and you're like, can I help you?
Time to shoot him.
No. What are you doing? I'm just looking at you. Like I think you would get like you'd get like 95% of the same response. Like if you have the camera, it makes it like a little bit worse. But I think people would still be like pretty freaked the fuck out, right?
And if we get complacent, we won't realize that somebody needs to say,
Excuse me, no, you
Daryl,
can't
get
do
security.
Go get it. Get out of my face, what? Suck.
and instead, we'll just say,
I never had somebody take that much interest in me before.
Why did they need to interview him more? Let's get the other people as witnesses. Oh my god.
Nerf Pro Cam Blaster with SD card and camera. How much did this thing cost? Jesus Christ.
Check out the all-new Nerf Cam Blaster with a built-in camera.
Oh my god.
Now you can record all the action with the new Nerf Cam. Capture all the Nerf performance you demand. Then play back all your epic battles.
Awesome!
All new Nerf Cam. Capture and share your battles. Batteries not included.
It's Nerf or nothing.
Okay, I don't know if I'm just like a loser or my friends were just too retarded to make Nerf guns work. You always see these videos of people with like Nerf guns doing all these cool things. I feel like you buy it, I think you go outside and you use it like once or twice, and then you lose like 80% of the darts, and then you like never take it out again. Was that just me, or did other people have this problem? I feel like water guns had way more longevity.
Yeah, super soakers.
Than stupid fucking Nerf guns. I don't know.
Yeah, super soakers you'd use like 2 or 3 times, and then you would throw them away. I remember I had one in high school, and I don't remember what I did with it.
The Coach Red Pill book is being released. Is it? Oh god, it's fiction?
Okay. It's his erotic memoirs.
It's $180? Jesus.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Ooh, yes, problem. You need Verizon. Get the new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take all the pics.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
A man enters. The room wouldn't be the only thing he'd enter that day. His name was Dennis.
I'm sorry, what is happening?
Silence, he said. A woman's mouth is not for the exiting of words, but for the entrance of a man's dick. And then he did put it in there. In her mouth, I mean. Okay. And then they have sex all over the library.
Okay, I
only ever worked well like indoors. I don't know, man. Fuck, I just didn't like Nerf guns. You have to Nerf inside. Nerf is an inside toy. Oh, hi. What is this? What is it? Oh, yummy.
I'm not kidding, but I'm not going to serve it to you in a fucking mason jar.
Why? I could just drink it out of the jar.
It's not liquid.
Wait, does it have beans in it?
Have what?
Does it have beans in it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Why?
I don't know if
Let's
there's
get
any
down to
other
business.
states, but I know that at least in Texas, if you put beans in chili, people will kill you there.
Oh.
Doesn't count as chili.
Shit that tastes good.
What?
I don't give a shit that tastes good.
Oh. I agree.
Not a concept.
Pockets.
No, they don't. See? In the negotiation. Italians don't wear pockets.
Okay, is that
Let's get to
it's
the been a really rough.
That is such a misnomer in life. Let me give you the truth about that now. And I'll give you the truth why I'm not speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became speaker.
Jesus.
And that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle. Did he do it or not? I don't know. But an ethics is looking at it. There's other people in jail because of it.
I have already put down
And
the
he wanted me to
deposit. Do you
influence.
understand how a deposit
And
works?
you know what? So then they come out and they say, because I kept government open. I'd do it all over again. We're not going to pay our troops? No, I'm going to pay my troops. You can't do the job? Okay. When it comes to the concession,
Which version of the Super Soaker did you own first? I don't remember, bro.
the motion to vacate about one person being
Figured
able
I'd
to
look
make that
presentable.
motion. How long has that been in the rules?
Be careful.
Forever. The only time it was changed is when Pelosi became speaker the second time.
Were you going to talk to McCarthy? Yeah, at some point I was going to, but I think some political shit came up, so I'm not sure where they're at on that right now.
In being able to make that motion. How long has that been in the rules? Forever. The only time it was changed is when Pelosi became speaker the second time. And she put the power with the minority leader. I think it's wrong. I think you let them govern. Now, it takes 218 to have the rule package. There's nothing I can do there. But I had 5 people who never voted for me anyway.
Can't find it.
In the process. I had 8
It's
at the
Nerf
end
2
that
hard
did
on
the other.
YouTube.
But everybody had to live by it. I lived by it.
It was a
I
Nerf
think
clip.
today, if you went back to the people that voted, they think that was a smart
And
vote. I
Michael
don't think
wants
so.
to switch
I have
warehouse
the
and office
choice of
workers.
having that vote of motion to vacate where you just put the cards in and walk away. No, I made everybody stand up. Because I think historically, it'll be viewed as a very bad thing that happened to our Congress.
Do you think it happens again? I mean, there's now talk that it could happen to this speaker.
No. 2 things. The Dems will never let it happen. The interesting part is you want another amendment 1.
Okay. $6:30. Do we want to watch any part of this? The defense's closing argument. Does the prosecution give a closing argument, or is only the defense?
clearly had two
Also, is this just the
witnesses
defense?
other than the guy being suspected?
Right, we are back in the presence of
This is both.
Charged.
the jury with the attorneys and Mr. Mew. Mr. Truffesy.
May it please the court, counsel. So, ladies and gentlemen, in his opening statement, Attorney Nelson said to you, one of the things you're going to have to determine is what happened on July 30th, 2022. Well, what happened on July 30th, 2022?
Oh my god,
Is a
he's
group
gonna
of
keep
drunk
repeating
teenagers.
this. Oh my god.
Newton County.
Realistically, even though she's like hot, and he's gonna be, I mean, if they're 14, 15, they're getting traumatized. They're traumatized, dude. It's not nice. They're literally traumatized. So that's the actual truth of it. But we can just say nice because it's funny.
The gentleman mowing.
You don't think so?
The grass, and
No, I didn't say it's hot. I said she was like an attractive. Obviously, she was an attractive adult posing as a 14-year-old, which is weird as fuck.
it is starting to get dark. You might not be able to witness this because the camera.
She's definitely traumatizing those dudes because then they're probably more likely to go up, to grow up, and then do traumatizing things to other people.
Of course, aperture is adjusting. Is a good spot here? It's a great spot. How about here?
We read it to Seth.
Today, Junior.
I do kind of like seeing that the road disappearing through the frame. Should I take 2 steps forward, then 2 steps back? Or does it not make a difference because opposites attract?
Tom Green's way funnier than Seth.
I want to see the. Let's see it. Was he in totality or no? Wait, here we go.
You know, you really do.
Nothing happened.
Doesn't look like the moon's completely covering it in any way yet. Still looks round to me. I don't know. Maybe it's all overhyped. No, it's definitely dark.
I mean, it's dark outside.
It's a strange kind of darkness, isn't it?
No, it's not dark yet. There's no way.
Dusk, but it's that.
There's no way he's in totality. It'd be way darker.
The kind of color of daytime.
Did John go to LA?
And
from where I started, I could see you.
Is Cheezer actually Rip? I don't know. I saw that on Twitter. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so, dude. I don't know. I saw that on Twitter, but I don't really know enough about the situation with. I don't know. I don't follow all of them and shit, so I have no idea.
Let me have a look in your camera, because your camera, of course, is not automatically adjusting the exposure. So we'll get an idea of what.
Bro.
Oh yeah, that's definitely dark.
You're coming in and wiling out. Calm yourself.
Yep. I don't know if I can go to manual exposure on the.
You want to come back to the Discord one day, or never want to come back? You know what I'm saying?
Just use your imagination, folks.
Yeah, just imagine that it's getting darker. Of course, we could do that any day, right? We don't have to do it during the actual eclipse. That's why we're shooting it, though, with the manual aperture on this camera, so that we actually can see the.
You're sending me threats? I know he said that I have to mod him or I should die.
But as it gets darker, these automatic apertures will start to take note, I think, and it will start to look like.
It was a bit
dusk, I
much,
believe, right?
I think there's gonna be 2 minutes where it's really dark.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting.
Is it exciting? Really?
I'm excited for sure. I don't know if you can tell by the tone of my voice and just my
road trip with Moises and EBZ to see Ice Poseidon. Why would I road trip with them? They're on the opposite side of the country. What do you mean?
General demeanor, but this is how I get when I get excited.
Well, you do 2 road trips at the same time, converging in Texas.
It's thrilling. It's a thrilling.
I don't know where he lives.
Moment for
Does
sure.
he live in Texas?
Bro, it's not. He's not in totality. I think he's not in totality.
Should we be
Where's he in
expecting
LA?
this eclipse?
You said he's on opposite sides. Maybe he's on the East Coast.
Oh, this is a new audio creation thing. Yo, there's this new AI music creator. That's the best one yet. It's actually making like it kind of from scratch, and you can tell it to make like classical music. Am I still getting grass? I forgot. I haven't even looked at it. I gotta check. And you can tell it to make like classical music, and it does a really good job. This is the best probably AI program I've seen so far.
When they say drinking turpentine ain't where it's at, insurance fraud is a federal crime.
Prompt: American country, bluegrass, melodic, passionate, lush, rhythmic, male vocalist, uplifting pop playlist.
Well, I didn't know that.
And then you give it the lyrics. And then look, male vocalist, Northern American music, country, regional music, and you just give it a bunch of, you know. It's brand new, and you get 1,200 free songs. Here I don't even know what I don't even know what the prompt was. I just did like the example prompt. I don't even know what this is.
If it's art that you breathe in the canvas, you'll see.
I don't even know what this is.
The colors jump out, they're embracing your heart when your eyes catch a scene of a world.
All right, help me give it a hold on. Let's give it a help me give it a prompt. Wait. Learn how to create. Hold on real quick. To get started, just type in a description of a song you'd like to create. For best results, use descriptive genres, descriptors, and moods. We do not generate songs using artist voice, but you can use artist styles to describe. Style of Beethoven. To write your own lyrics, simply add text to the custom lyric tab in the prompt dropdown. To spice up your creations, try adding descriptors like chorus, hook, verse. Oh my God, dude. I'm telling you, you can like make it exactly how you want. I haven't tried it yet. So like, look, create. How do I? No, stop. No, stop create a song about the thrill of a cliffhanger Latin. No, dude, I don't want that. I don't want the song about a cliffhanger Latin, dude.
You can see the edge of Dante's swim trunks on the right. You can see the light on top, the dark on bottom. At this point in Larian's video, Dante's just been stabbed. And next you see of Nikolai, he's walking off. You can see Dante in the background, holding his stomach, looking down at his wound. Well, actually, you can keep it up for a second, sorry. And then for further context, you see Alex Bank running to Isaac.
Okay, this is boring. Okay. We'll see the defense's case. Or a closing statement.
They taunted him. They called him names like raper and pedophile and predator.
Why is he saying it like that? God, fuck, that'd be a good dono sound.
Like raper and pedophile and predator. They did this for no legitimate purpose. When they did this, they're yelling and carrying on. It attracted the attention of another group, right? Led by Madison Cohen and Dante Carlson. 6 drunk teenagers quickly turned into 13. 13 against 1. They got in his face. They screamed at him. They called him names. They swore at him. They put their hands on him. And the group of 6, they became brave. The group of 6 became brave to the point that they circle him and start taunting him. They do this to a man who has done nothing, absolutely nothing to them.
Maybe gonna make some food.
Then, when that man, Mr. Mew, tries to create some space between him and Madison Cohen, they pounce.
Oh yeah, I upgraded my
They
internet
punch
last
him.
night. Should be
They
a lot
push him.
more stable.
They slap
It's
him.
like 1 gig now.
They hit him again.
Finally part of that.
They choke him from all directions. And Nick Mew acts in self-defense. That's what happened on July 30th, 2022. I just want to give you guys a little bit of an indication as to kind of where I'm going to go, and more importantly, what I think you need to think about when you are back there thinking about the evidence, okay? First is the law. 1, there is no duty to retreat, period. That is the only requirement. In this state, bullies like Madison Cohen don't get to tell us where to go. Bullies like Madison Cohen don't get to get in our face and require that we leave. That's not a requirement here. Keep that in mind. 2, subjective beliefs, okay? When you're listening to or contemplating the evidence and replaying it in your mind, you are to do that and consider the beliefs, not the actions, but the beliefs of Mr. Mew. And when you do that, you are to do that from his perspective. At the time that the events were occurring. So while we have a video, that video is from the perspective of Juwan Cockfield. The video perspective that the jury is required to consider it is as Nick Mew is holding the camera. I'm going to address this a little bit later, but the idea of provocation. Whether or not Nick intentionally caused harm to Madison Cohen. That is something that you should consider when you're considering provocation. And the other main one I want to talk about is what it means, because it's different here, beyond a reasonable doubt. So normally, beyond a reasonable doubt is this hurdle, and the state has to jump that hurdle in order to prove a case. It's a little bit different here. Okay? Because in this case, self-defense has been alleged. Remember when you're back there, Nick Mew doesn't have to prove he acted in self-defense. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he didn't act in self-defense. They have to prove that his beliefs were unreasonable. Okay? So, the way that I look at this video, the main video of Juwan Cockfield, we've all seen the 9-second video where he's screaming at Mr. Mew, calling him a raper. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the video that you've seen probably more than you want to. But I'm breaking that up into really 3 parts. Okay?
Is that the law? Yes. The argument here is not whether or not he acted in self-defense. The argument is whether or not he murdered somebody, but if the self-defense was like a mitigating factor, so it shouldn't be treated as such, right? For the prosecution, it's not a matter of like, well, was it self-defense or not? The original goal is the prosecution has to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt, you engaged in behavior that's consistent with our understanding of first or second degree murder, right? That's the burden for the prosecution. The defense has to prove the 51% standard that a reasonable person could have acted in self-defense here. The burden is higher on the prosecution than it is on the defense here. That is true.
0 to 149 is the first part. All right? Before anything actually happens in terms of the attack. And what is in dispute in that first minute and 49 seconds? I think two things were raised in the case that were in dispute. And that is, first, whether or not these drunk teens were actually afraid of Mr. Mew, right? I think to a person, they testified, yeah, we were really concerned about Mr. Mew. And you get to use your everyday experiences in life when you decide what to believe. Does that look to you like teenagers who are afraid of that person? Is that what that looks like to you? Does this photo of drunk teenagers taunting him, does that make you believe in your experiences in life?
That he's not even looking at them.
They're afraid of him. Or is this what drunk teenagers who are terrified, is that what they look like? Does that make sense to you? Because you heard this. As the numbers rose, as the number of people grew, their fear, it decreased. And you've heard Mr. Anderson say over and over again, all Nick Mew had to do was walk away. Well, you heard from each one of those tubers, those drunk teenagers, we could have passed. When he walked over by Madison Cohen, we could have passed. And you heard Owen Pelican. I didn't want to pass. I wanted to see how this was going to play out. Why? Because Joanne Patfield was recording this entire incident. They wanted to see what was going to happen. They're not afraid. They want to see how this is going to play out. And Joanne Patfield.
What are you leaning on the decision right now? I would be surprised if they didn't convict on at least second degree. I would be shocked if the self-defense goes through. But it's a jury trial. Anything's possible.
Said it best of all. It's for the culture. He wanted to put it on the internet so other people could see it. And when you're using your everyday experiences in life, ask yourself this. Do people who are afraid of other people, do they walk up on them? Is that what people do when you're afraid of someone? Or do you try to get away from
What would you say if you were on the jury? First degree murder, 100%. That'd be the easiest. That'd be the fiercest debate in my life. We would go for first degree.
If you're afraid of someone, do you taunt them? Do you call them names? Do you circle around them? Those are questions that you all can answer. Or an alternative hypothesis to them being terrified is, do they do those things because they're drunk?
What changed you to a higher conviction of first degree? I think it's him. I think it's him having that knife out like 20 seconds before any fighting has even started, and I think it's him walking away and coming back to the group twice, knowing he has the knife on him. He knows what's up. You know what's going on here.
Teenagers.
Oh, and then also going through the video stuff with Gisticle and seeing that like the kids like attacking him was like nothing. That his face was never pushed into the water and nobody's holding him down or anything like that. That none of that actually happened. I don't think it. And then also looking at his reactions before, during, and after, I don't think he looks like a person that was ever in fear of his life at any point during that. Not a single time he didn't seem like he was fearful of anything. And then the actions afterwards are also highly sus. Oh yeah, his lack of injuries or marks. The fact that he said the only injury he had was he bit his inner cheek. Yeah, I think it's too much. It's so much in favor of him just like he wanted to fight.
And what they want to do is make a video and put it on the internet. Which one of those two things, based on the evidence that you've seen, Which one of those things makes more sense to you? The second thing that I think is in dispute, or was at least raised in the first minute and 49 seconds of that video, is whether or not Nick Mew's looking for little girls. Now, Mr. Anderson gets up here and says, no, he wasn't looking for little girls. But he also says, the boys didn't invent that. No.
So the fight part of fight or flight doesn't exist in your world? What do you think fight or flight means?
They pretty much invented that. And why do we, or how do we know that? So that's not on video anywhere, right? They don't mention it. They don't say anything about Nick Mew telling them that, right? Every one of them who speaks to the police provides a statement about what happened. Zero mention to the police that he said he was looking for little girls. This gentleman over here, Investigator Schultz, I think he said that he was a sensitive crimes investigator. He saw some of this stuff come across his desk, and that would have interested him. Investigator did testify. Said he would have mentioned, if any of these kids would have mentioned little girls.
A rational person would defend himself against six college-age kids pushing him, calling him. No, a rational person just wouldn't go over there. Or when their kids are starting to get rowdy, a rational person would have just continued to walk away. He wouldn't have come back. A person does not grab a knife out in front of a college-aged or high school girl and hold his knife out ready to fight and stab everybody around him. That's not a rational, ordinary person. That's wild. That's a killer, Chief.
I would have taken note of that. So, what's the alternative? Why did they say that? I would submit to you that what kind of person does what these kids did to him, and what would they look like?
You recognize this attorney from Rittenhouse? Yes.
If
50 million people say, yeah.
Was pick a guy out and start to torment him. What do we think of people who do that? What do we think of?
How could he have known if he turned his back to walk away, he wouldn't have gotten attacked? That's a fantasy delusion that exists in your mind, that everybody would assume instantly you would get attacked and murdered. But also, I can defeat it by looking at the video evidence. He turns his back to this group of people several times. So he didn't even have that fear. You're projecting, you're inventing. I don't know if it's because you were a cock in high school or you were like a thin or fat dude in college and you like empathize with the guy being surrounded by like the Chads, the 20% that are fucking the 80% of terror. I don't know where your mind goes, but like, I don't even have to argue that you could turn your back to the kids and walk away, because he turns his back to the kids several times in the video. Like, he does it. He's not worried at any point. You can see it. It's very obvious. Again, like a guy that's scared or a guy that's like in fear of his life is not just like looking around like calmly like a group of people. He would be like trying to back away or trying to create distance or trying to move back or trying to run away or whatever. Or he would just be attacking because he's like, fuck, I'm going to die, right? Not like sitting here waiting like it's a fucking Hollywood movie for the fighting to begin. Like,
people who call grown men rapers and pedophiles and predators for kicks. What do we think of those people? They had to come in and say that. Because if they don't, we know what we think of them. That's the reason they came in, and they said this to you guys under oath. They got on that witness stand and swore to tell the truth, and they told you that he said he was looking for little girls. Well, the cops got up under oath and told you, no, they never mentioned that to me. What are the odds? What are the odds that that actually happened and nobody mentions it to the police? What are the odds? Two other little points on that. In your everyday experiences in life, would you expect a man that you never met to walk up to you and say, if you ask him, how's your day? What are you doing? Oh, I'm looking for little girls. Would you expect someone to actually do that? Does that make any sense to you? He's with his wife. He has lunch with his wife. and his friends. In order to believe what these drunk teenagers are saying, you have to believe that he has lunch with his wife, he's with his friends, they're having a fine time. Ariel loses his phone, and Nick goes, "This is my chance. My wife's right over there, but this is my chance to go look for little girls. And I'm gonna tell a bunch of drunk teenagers I've never met before, that's what I'm doing." Tell me that makes sense to you. Because you get to judge the credibility.
What does this have to do with self-defense and stabbing, killing people? Well, for the defense here, you want to present the holistic story of your client, the time of like the stabbing, everything that's happening before and after. This is just like the complete and total overview of your narrative, of your spin or your side of the facts of what's happened. That's the point. Is the defense is presenting the cohesive, strongest version of their case of what happened. And the idea is to present to the jury that like, this is at least plausible, right? It's possible that this happened, right? Because remember, the jury needs to have a beyond a reasonable doubt conviction of mind to say that he should be charged with whatever crime, right? So the goal is just to present a compelling alternative explanation for what could have happened. And as long as there's at least like a 2 or 3% chance that, yeah, sure, then you should vote not guilty.
Of what people have said to you, okay? But I want to talk about what we know in that first minute and 49 seconds of the video. What do we know? We know based on...
Is this called a straw man? What? No, the closing statements are you steelmanning your position, and then the other guy will steelman his position. What do you mean?
Evidence that Nick's looking for a phone. We know that. Ariel said that. Nick said that. They find Ariel's phone in the river. So we know that. We know that Nick comes up to the teenager's tubes, and we know that Cotfield is looking for a phone, and Cotfield's holding the phone. Joanne Cotfield's holding the phone. We know that Nick Mew walks away from them as he passes them. We know that. We know, right, that the drunk teenagers move toward him.
So you don't think there is a 2% chance that he was in fear for his life? No. To prove the self-defense claim, there is a 51% burden on the defense to prove the self-defense thing. I don't think 51%. I don't believe that I have 51% feeling that he was acting in self-defense. My feelings on that would be like less than 10%, less than 5% maybe. They have to prove a balance of probabilities, I think, is the expression or whatever. What's it called in civil court in the U.S.? Beyond a reasonable balance of probabilities in the UK. What's it called in the U.S.?
Because that could change everything.
Destiny clearly never been surrounded by aggressors in his life. Lucky for him. Hey, technically, I have been. Okay, on video, on fucking stream. Nice try. But also, secondly, who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, Mr. Member in YouTube chat. What are you on the streets fighting for your life every fucking night? What do you mean?
We don't say that on tape.
Oh, preponderance of evidence might be.
And start confronting him. We know that. We also know that Nick sees what he believes to be a reasonable...
Were you strapped during that interaction? Fuck no. If I had a gun, I wouldn't have been in that interaction. That would be fucking wild. Hell no. Because the chance of somebody dying increases a ton. This is cringe. I'm not. Or somebody dying. Fuck. I'm not. I don't want to listen to myself. No, all these dudes were incredibly aggressive. What do you mean? These guys fucking hated us. And these guys are like screaming at us to like fucking leave and blah, blah, blah. Like all the crazy fucking Trump people or whatever. But like if I had a firearm, I wouldn't take a firearm and do an event like this, because why the fuck am I going to surround myself with a bunch of people that are like pushing us and like telling us to leave and shit? Because the chances again of somebody dying, like if somebody hits me here, then I get hit, whatever, fuck it, right? But if somebody hits me out of a gun and somebody sees I have a gun or whatever, then shit gets crazy. At that point, it would be wild it would be wild to like just start blasting people here.
Professional adult. So he heads over there to talk to her. And what we know is you can see his thumb.
Wait, was
He's
Bowles
motioning
there?
back,
Why did they type that?
trying to explain what
I
happened.
completely forgot.
And we know that Madison Cohen, who knows nothing,
If what the defense said is true, he didn't need to run away, and the situation clearly kept escalating. Your only excuse is he should have walked away, but there is no duty to do so. Just because you don't have a duty to walk away, we're not arguing whether or not he had a duty to walk away. That's not the question in this case. The question is did he have a right to stab 5 kids? That's the question, or stab the 5 people attacking him. They're from 17 to 22 or whatever. That's the question. Did he have the right to stab 5 people? He doesn't have an obligation to walk away. But in factoring whether or not he had the right to stab people in front of him, you do consider if he could have walked away. Explicitly so. That's a thing that you are allowed to consider. That is a thing you were allowed to consider.
about what happened. 0. Starts screaming at him to leave. We know that Madison Cohen feels comfortable enough to put her hands on him for the first time and move him because, well, she's queen of the river and she decides where people go. So she's moving him. We know that. We know that Nick is uncomfortable, so he waves for his group to come over because the state can say whatever they want. He's by himself. So we know Nick does that. We know that when Nick waves to his group, so does Madison Cohen. But there's one big difference here. Her group shows up, and they show up in numbers. We know that the group of teens are brave, and as this is going on, they start taunting this man who's done nothing to them. We know that. We know that Riley Madison comes over, and now she thinks it's necessary because she's been anointed something in the river, and she gets to tell him where to go.
Destiny is such a hypocrite. I can't tell. It's gotta be low social. It's gotta be people you've never been in any social situation before, or you haven't even watched videos on the internet. You don't even have to be a social person. You just have to be retarded, I guess. Destiny is such a hypocrite. Now those are kids, but he was talking about how underage Palestinian kids could be terrorists. If you watch the whole video, and I hate to do this, but like retrospectively, I know that I'm right, which is unfortunate because maybe I'm just going by what we saw happen. It clearly wasn't a group of super violent people. It's just like, it's painfully obvious, right? It's super obvious, right? Not only did nobody like attack him for real ever, the push on the back was weak. The slap in the face was weak. It didn't even leave a fucking mark. The touching the guy's throat and pushing back was weak. Didn't even leave bruises, right? As soon as people saw fucking stab wounds and shit, what happened? Like, people didn't go crazy. People didn't like start like attacking more. They were all like, whoa, whoa, what? Bro, it was a group of people that were like drinking and being fucking stupid. That was it. Like, and I literally, yeah, just 17 to 20-year-old people that were just drinking whatever. Like, people were like, oh, you touched a girl. Like, these were just kids like acting dumb. This was not like you're outside and there's like some bad dudes up to no good surrounding an innocent guy for no reason, and they look like they're about to fuck shit up. It just wasn't it at all. But I mean, again, maybe like if you only hung out with one other person at most in your entire life, maybe you don't know what groups of people hanging out look like or what the energy is like or whatever. But like it was super clearly not that at any point in time.
So we know that she puts her hands on him. We know that Nick's uncomfortable enough that he waves the group over a second time, trying to get someone to come to his aid. We know that. We know that...
What? They just watched as he was stabbing their friends? They didn't know he had a knife, my dude. Yes, they didn't know that he had a knife.
Madison Cohen pushes him, puts her hands on him. Again, he tells her not to touch him, but she does it anyway. We know at that point it's 13 against 1. The other thing that we know, because we heard it, was someone in the group the brave group of 6 tells Nick Mew, you got 10 seconds. In your everyday experiences in life, when someone tells you that you have 10
What would have happened after the girls escalated it by making it a fight if he didn't have a knife? Do you think all the boys would have acted the same without the knife? They would all jump him? My dude. Fuck, I had a topic on this for my thing because I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like how I want to ban people. Normally I ban people, like my thought is that like your thought is so stupid and low IQ that I don't want you infecting the community. Like I don't even want people to read in my community the retarded shit that you would be saying because I'm worried that somebody might think like, oh god, that might be a good idea because it's beyond retarded. Like I don't even think you should be dealt with in a reasonable way in my community setting. In an outside community or like as something else, like yeah, but not within. Like that's such a stupid fucking thing to say.
Disagree.
Right? So
ban.
again, we can go and we can just watch the video. Like, hold on. Somebody link me the video again.
Literally getting mad for content.
Or, I mean, I'll tell you what happened, but I like to watch it again just to prove my point for the timeline. But, Destiny, what would have happened after the girls escalated by making it a fight if he didn't have a knife? Firstly, if he didn't have a knife, he wouldn't have walked back. He would have left. Because he would have saw that they were like rowdy kids and he doesn't need to be, he would have left. He only went back because he had the knife and he knew that if shit started to go down, he could start stabbing people. Number one. If he didn't have the knife, he would have just left. 100%. Number one. And then number two, when you say, do you think after he slapped the girl, you think all the boys would have acted the same without the knife? Yes. And you know why I know that? Is because even before they knew he had a knife, they were trying to get him to like chill and go away. That's exactly what happened. The guy that he turns around, after he turns around and he stabs the 18-year-old, 105-pound girl in her fucking side, he didn't turn around and stab the next dude because he did a flying roundhouse kick to the back of his head. He didn't turn around and counter with a quick jab because the guy punched him in the back as hard as he could. He didn't shake a dude off him and stab him in the neck because the guy was like trying to strangle him. He turned around to a guy that had his hand on his back and was like, it seemed like he was just trying to tell him to leave. The guy he put his hand on his back. Like he was saying, like, hey bro, like you should leave. And that's before he even knew a knife was there. So for you to say like, oh no, they would have jumped and killed him. Why? Why wouldn't he have just hit him right there? He didn't even know the dude had a knife and he was just trying to like touch him and tell him to leave. Like, so no, like every argument that you have, I don't even have to guess or project or do anything. We can just watch the video and every single thing you're saying is not true. You either haven't seen the video or you're living in a state of psychosis and you can't interpret like the events that you're seeing right in front of your eyes because for whatever reason, this particular case has mind fucked you. I don't know why. Jesus Christ. What did the old guy do originally to get assaulted before the stabbing? Smacked a girl in the face. I mean, why do you keep saying the college kids were rowdy as if it's an excuse for putting their hands on Nico? It's not because there's a difference between a bunch of people being rowdy and a bunch of people like going after a dude. Those are two completely different energies and completely different crowds. That's an iffy at best, Destiny, from testimony. That's what every single person there testified to, no? Didn't multiple people testify that he hit the girl? The kid with his hand on his back was sent over by his dad because his dad worried for the old guy's safety. He testified as a witness. Oh, I didn't even see that part of the thing if that was true, but... Destiny keeps saying he hit her when it's unproven. This feels out of character for him. Okay. All right. Bye. So will Destiny admit that he is mind-fucked? Okay, hold on. Never mind. We're getting rid of that. We're not talking about bans. Forget that. These are good bans. Will Destiny admit... I'll respond to you before I ban you, though. Will Destiny admit that he's mind-fucked when the decision is not guilty? I won't admit that because I've said a million times it's a jury trial. anything can happen. I said the same thing with Rittenhouse, said the same thing with any jury trial. This is why people usually like to settle before trial, because nobody knows how a jury will rule. A jury could rule fucking anything. And I've disagreed with juries before. Juries are not like Supreme Court justices. They're not like the most like law-abiding, law-understanding, whatever fucking people in the land. It's just a jury. That's it. I disagree with the verdict where that one guy was allowed to shoot the dude that was in the mall, like holding the phone up to his face. I thought that was a wild ruling, because the jury rules one way or another should never mind fuck you unless you're a fucking retard. Like...
Nope, the jury's always
Wait,
right.
he actually hit her before?
Even during the OJ trial.
That's what... Can we... if you want, we can look during the court. God, this is such a boring fuck case. I hope that he does walk. I hope he walks so that it's at least a little bit more interesting. Because if he gets convicted on everything, it's just like the most boring, obvious fucking case in the fucking world. My God.
Out of content. Need some to get.
Why are people so defensive of this? I have no idea, bro. It's either self-defense fantasy or it's like they see a fat old dude getting hit by a bunch of chads and they're just like, my God, I have no idea. It's like such an obviously wild. All of this is so obviously wild. Like, Jesus Christ. River apple stabbing. Video.
This dude stabbed an apple. That's why he's going to prison.
I might be stupid by expecting most drunk mobs like that to escalate, but still, first degree is too much. Maybe he snapped in its second degree? I think it's either first degree or it's self-defense. I don't know how you do second degree here. Like, he... Give me the fucking video. Is it just going to be this dog shit fucking court video?
What the hell?
Like they're shouting at him, walk away, walk away. Let's see if we can find exactly when he pulls his knife out. It's before he walks back to the group. They're saying, walk away, walk away.
Who is this? Yes. For the culture. For the culture. Who is that? For the culture.
Other people come chat or whatever.
Who the hell is this? Go. It doesn't matter. He said he was looking for a little girl. You're looking for a little girl? Yeah. That's exactly what he said. Whip us out.
Like people are like, he was surrounded and scared for his life. He can just walk away right now. He's like, he's not even near them. He just walk away. It's so easy to walk away right here. You just leave. Like, why, what are we going back for?
I didn't have that part on camera, did I? Some young ass kid. What the hell is this guy's problem, bro?
Also, fear for his life. Like, this is the story you're selling right here. Fear. This is a man in fear for his life, waving at his friends. Fear for his life.
Some young ass kid. What the hell is this guy's problem, bro?
Fear for his life right there.
We trying to have fun. He's gonna claim you. He's gonna claim you. We don't want this motherfucker.
Fear for his life. Wait, did he already pull it? Oh, so there we are. At least at 149. I don't know if he got it out earlier. Nobody has even touched him yet. Nobody's laid a hand on him. They're shouting, yeah. My understanding is, unless I missed it at some other point, I'm not aware of it. Or maybe when the lady was talking to him, she might have touched his arm earlier. Nobody has touched him yet. And now he's pulled out a knife. Now it's time to start. Now we're in like lethal self-defense mode, right? So you can say, well, he's not in fear for his life yet. Then why is he brandishing a knife? Hold on. Destiny, he never claimed to be fearful until he was knocked down in the water. Cable K, if what you're saying is true, then this is first-degree murder. If he wasn't fearful, but he's pulling out a lethal weapon at this point, and he's not fearful at all, and he's pulling out a knife to kill people, This is first degree. He's got it out. You know what happens when you stab people, and you're standing here and you're ready to stab. Nobody's attacking him. Nobody's touched him. He didn't get pushed anywhere. Like, he didn't say that. He said it was when she touches him. Like, he's got plenty of opportunity to walk away. This is a guy who's scared, fear for his life. Fear of his life right now. Look, he wasn't even looking at these kids to his right. He wasn't. You think if you're in fear of your life to a bunch of people to the right of you, you're just talking to like two women in front of you? Fear for his life? He's not even looking at him. And then finally he turns his head. He's just still got that knife out. It's in his hand, here, there. The blade is just not out? Wait, what? This blade is not out? Is that just the design of the knife? That it looks like a blade is out when it's not? Destiny, most likely the college kids would have followed him to mess with him, even if Nikolai started walking away. Bye. See ya. Destiny, why'd you say he was brandishing the knife? It was quite subtle. If the kids saw him waving it around, they would probably fuck off. Maybe. Why didn't he wave it around? But I say brandishing because he's pulled out a knife now to use it in a... I guess technically... I should keep saying brandishing. I guess you could say silently withdrew the knife or silently drew the knife. Brandishing might technically only be threatening with the weapon. I don't know if he's intending to threaten with it or not because he keeps holding it down here and brought attention to it. Okay, I guess he's drawn a knife then? I feel like drawing a weapon secretly is an even worse look though. Because now you're not even using it as like a stay back or stay away. Now it's like a, especially because he keeps walking back. He equipped his knife. Like everybody, like these are the people he's in fear of his life for, right? Like, bro. They're not even like, nobody's like, and this is also just to go surrounding. They're surrounded him 280 degrees surrounding. This is like, is this 90 degrees or is this maybe like 120 in front of him? Like, you've got, this kid looks like he's jerking off. This kid is like giving an impassioned speech. This guy looks like a douchebag. This guy's Asian and fat. This dude, I don't even know, is like recording a fucking... Like, he's not even looking at the guy. Fear for his life right here. Fear for his life. And then supposedly... Does anybody have a link to actual witness testimony? What's been said here is that, like, here he hits the girl or pushes her or does something. Destiny, they are calling him a pedophile and raper. Sure, they can do that, but it obviously signals that they are hostile. You can attack chatters personally, but it doesn't refute an argument. I don't have to refute your argument because the defendant agrees with me. He's not scared. He's obviously not scared. None of these actions are the actions of a scared man. He didn't make any attempt to walk away earlier when he was away from them. He's not showing any signs of fear right now. Pulled a knife out and walked back to start talking to people. Like, I totally agree that this isn't a case of self-defense, but how much of this do you think is play stupid games, win stupid prizes? You could argue all of it is. The worst prize one would be the kid that got killed, but then the second worst prize would be this guy if he gets convicted of life in prison. Like, fear of his life, by the way. Fear of his life, by the way. Still not trying to run away, by the way. Still not trying to run. So I already stabbed one person, right? Not trying to run away at all at this point. Kids aren't even like really looking at him. They're not even looking at him. Look, like this guy's like pointing at his friend. This other kid is who knows how far away. These guys are like over 10 feet away at this point. Who's even in striking distance at this point? Then he turns around. I think did he just stab this girl? I think he just stabbed her. And then you guys, remember you guys were saying like, they probably would have attacked him. They probably would have attacked him. Look, this guy has a clear shot. If he wanted to beat the shit out of him, like, it's over right here. Boom. That's a clear shot. What does he do? He just puts his hand on his back. Like, hey, bro, like, you should leave. Or like, hey, bro, this is like, whatever. And then, whoop, stabbed. Not trying to run. Not trying to escape. You know, just chilling. Looking for more targets. Oh, this guy comes in. Another one. Oh, he's... Ooh. Oh, he doesn't stab that guy. Good job. Then around here, I think people notice that he's got a knife. Load up your first reaction to this vid. I swear you had a different opinion a week ago just asking. Nope, you're not just asking. You're banned for being that fucking retarded. My very first reaction to a vid, if you want to go back to my very first reaction to this, as opposed to my reaction after learning everything else, and learning everything that happened before and after, then no, you're fucking retarded. How is it not reasonable to expect to be shoved again there when they just did that? LOL, you're looking at retrospectively? Okay, all right. That's good. That's good. This is a good community cleaning event, okay? Jesus Christ. As a genuine question, do you put much value in the age/size of the kids? How much would it change the dynamic if they were 40 or 200 plus pounds? It might change it a little bit, but this guy's bigger than everybody else here, bro. This is a big fucking dude. This is a big guy. He might even be the tallest one here. I think there's like one decently built guy here. All these other kids are lanky fucks, or they're just like fucking, not to be mean to him or whatever, but it's not like he's surrounded by a group of like 220 pound, 6'2", 10 to 12% body fat fucking chads or whatever. Like, he stabbed him when he was pushed, not when hand went on back, but the guy who died might have seen orange guy die. No. Hold on. I don't think you're right there. I'm pretty sure he did stab the guy right when he put his hand on the back. Wait, let me go and check again. Oh, shit. I didn't even hear that before. This guy's actually super trying to de-escalate, I think. Did he just scream, "Get the fuck back"? Was he the one that said that? Did I hear that, or am I making that up? Oh, he does, and then he pushes him. Chat, remember, I think it looked like he just pushed his friend back. Remember, in chat's eyes, his friend can now stab this dude to death because he pushed him, okay? Because he pushed him, he can be stabbed to death now, remember, okay? You're saying you don't think he stabbed him here, or he did? Do we know for sure? Or do you think he just stabbed him here? I guess the question is, how many stab wounds did this guy have? Oof. Did he have one or two? Which guy died? People are saying there was this guy in the jeans thing or whatever. That's a different guy. The guy who broke up the fight was stabbed twice. Wait, isn't that this guy right here? Isn't this the guy that's trying to break up the fight? Also, his interrogation video, he says they had knives. They were pulling his pants down. He says he took the knives from them. Yeah, he lied. Yeah. The dude you're referring to blocked the first hit, but not the second one. Like he's still ready to fight, bro. Like look at this guy. Is the guy in the America shorts over here? Is that his friend, or is it just like an unrelated guy? Like he's still not running. Like where there's at no point. I don't think at any point in this. Maybe when he initially gets pushed down a little bit, is he like genuinely in fear for his life? He just doesn't act like it anywhere. Doesn't happen. The reason he does not stab Flag Shorts guy is because he is his friend. Oh, so that is his friend? Jesus. What if the river was working with the kids? True. I think as soon as he was pushed into the water, the adrenaline kicked in, and that's when he stabbed anyone who touched him afterwards. Okay. What does Destiny expect someone fearing for their life to act? Old guys aren't agile, so they're not going to be running through the water. He is constantly surveilling the people around him. He's not constantly surveilling the people around him. He turns his back to some people, he talks to other people, he pulls out a knife and he fights. He doesn't have to run away, he could just be walking away. At no point is he walking away. He's in a combat position, ready to fight, continually re-engages, he's ready to go, bro. Nothing about this sells you the idea that this is a person in fear for their life. And then to sell it even harder, afterwards, he walked across the riverbank, he hit.
Have to let it boil a little longer, just to make sure the meats are... They cook. Are these
Chef
good enough time to cook? With that
Making
being
that
said,
cauldron
some
stew.
more broth, and I'll put a lid over it.
A frog. Yo, woodpecker has what? Oh my god. Okay, dude, that was a person. I'm out. Oh, was that the guy with the? Was that like a Guinness Book of World Record guy though? Oh, it is the world record. It's the world record. It's the world record that counts. Count it. A cow's got a wait. Who's got the longest tongue? Ooh, a camel. Who's got the longest? Oh, a blue whale, obviously. Probably just matches the animal. It's like all, you know. All right. Kind of want to play some steak. Oh, wait. Artist replaced. We do not generate...
Stop! I've got a knife! Get away from me! Stop, stop, stop! Not like any of these actions. There's a million different things that people do when they're afraid or they're scared or they're worried or whatever, but not like pull out the knife, chat with some people, you have blah, 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 and then start stabbing. No, he seems fully within his control the entire fucking time. For literally all of it, yeah.
Get ready.
Okay. What do people think defending? What do the people defending him think would have happened if he didn't have the knife? Would the kids have beaten him? Well, I think that it's reasonable to expect that the kids would have killed him. I guess, yeah. But the reality is, again, that if he didn't have the knife and he did fear for his life, he just wouldn't have walked back. He wouldn't have walked back to the kids. It's so easy. It's like so easy. It's such an easy, simple case. It's so easy and simple. What a waste of time. Okay, we're doing our dailies. Hopefully they figure the verdict out by tomorrow so we can move on from this incredibly fucking retarded case.
Daily time.
Would it be harder for the prosecution if he gave himself to the police after with a weapon and admitted he stabbed kids that he thought were going to harm him? Yeah, of course. His post-stabbing behavior is probably the definitive incriminating thing. What was the building stream segment schedule going to be? I need to figure out how to do I need to figure out how to do just like an hour or two of new stuff. I just don't know I don't know how to figure this out. There has to be some big content creators out there defending this debate. There's literally no point. This is a brain rot conversation. Have you seen this video in the police station? No, I didn't watch this. I hate this. I hate this. Such a dumb case. Kill me, bro.
So what happened?
Can you pull your chat for guilty, not guilty? Do you think he's guilty of either first or second degree murder or not guilty by way of self-defense? Not sure this has been said, but one of the defense attorneys is the same for Rittenhouse, the bald one. It's been said about 50 billion times so far, yes.
It's starting to get hot, isn't it? I just need more wind. Okay.
Oh, good job. We've banned everybody that thinks not guilty. 20% more to go. Destiny, does it look like he provoked them at all? Yes. I think, yeah. I think it was, I don't even have to say I'm being charitable or generous, but it seems like he did provoke them, but it was probably by accident. I'm assuming it must have been by accident. But the, I think him like falling forward and like putting his hands on like the tube or whatever, if you were looking around, probably looked really fucking weird. And I think that's when the first kid recording like freaks out a little bit because the guy like comes forward and he's like touching his leg or whatever on the thing. But I'm assuming he just tripped probably, but. you like watching controversial cases, or do you specifically like self-defense? Because
bitch, I'm Rick J. Fuck your couch, nigga. Fuck your couch. Fuck your couch, nigga. Fuck your couch. Fuck your couch, nigga. Fuck your couch. Darknesses. What is the 5 fingers?
No.
Face. Fuck your couch, nigga.
No, they didn't have the ending part where he crawls away. Oh, this is the whole thing. I just want to see the ending part.
We gonna hang out with Rick James tonight, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker's going out. His legs is like linguine.
I've been kicked out of better homes than this. I'll be back. Wide nose having motherfucker. They said he never gave you niggas money.
What he says there, who is he referring to?
why would him putting his snorkel on first, like, signal that? Bro.
What is he on? Whoa!
Like, I'm assuming here he tripped. He must have, right?
Is the Asian guy his friend? So hard to tell from this footage, man.
At Destiny, I think you're being unfair. There are quite a large number of people with very maximalist views on self-defense. I don't think it's a lack of principles. If you have a maximalist view on self-defense and you think you should be able to defend yourself in any case where you feel like there could be a threat, then do you agree that these two kids should have been allowed to stab or shoot him to death when he fell forward and got literally right in their space and put his hands forward? I could say, somewhat ironically, what if he had a weapon on him? But he actually did, right? Like, he could have literally drew it and stabbed them right here. So if you have a maximalist view on self-defense and you think he had the right to stab them, do you agree then? Would you say that they had a right to kill him right here when he comes forward and boom, right in there? Because he could be pulling a knife right now and stabbing and killing this guy, right? Like, stupid.
He kept him from leaving, too.
Can you tell me what happened? Yeah.
Yeah, if they shot him, that would be self-defense. Especially after he just held on to the innards.
4 people went to the hospital.
The state also condemned and still framed him touching his
Like
knife
a
in his pocket
charging
to check
hippo.
it's there as he's running up to them. No shot. Wait, hold on. Wait, are you the same guy that used that maximalist self-defense view? Destiny, I think that if it had been that if he had had the knife out at that point, or if he had been accompanied by multiple others approaching in an aggressive manner, then yes, they would have been just right. So you don't have a maximalist view on self-defense. What do you mean? You're telling them to be... he doesn't need multiple people to kill people at this point. Can you admit in good faith that he could be killing somebody right now? He's violated their personal space. He has a weapon on him. He's literally leaning in between two kids. He could pull his knife out right now and kill both of them. So what do you mean? You don't have a maximalist...
Well, if it's just this, like this, him holding in her tube, then obviously not. But if he had his knife out too, then yeah, shoot him.
Why is this even getting that much... I don't know. Okay, where is this... Is it right here? Is that where we're reading into this? Oh, well... Is he squeaky? He is, right? I mean, he could be pulling his shorts up. He could be pulling his shorts up, right? Do we say? Could we? I don't think we can say he's like for sure like checking for his knife here. I don't know if we know that. He could literally. There's like a million things. Swimwear is awkward. I think there's a million things that could be happening here. Do we even know if this knife was in that pocket? Yeah. Well, We don't know for sure, but he's always holding it in his right hand, so it's possible he could have pulled it out of his left pocket and then put it in his right hand.
I thought it was in his hand with the snorkel stuff. That's why he drops it, and then he
starts
goes over to fish it out of the water.
I don't know what the fuck is happening here. Is he kind of trip, or what the fuck is happening here? Who pulls their wet shorts up from their thigh? You pull them up around your waist? Yeah, maybe if you're Superman. Pulling wet shorts up around your waist is like impossible. If your shorts are all completely wet and stuck to your leg, you've got to like pull it up. Otherwise you're dragging your like stuck to your body shorts up from your like, I feel like it's impossible. I don't even know if you can do it.
I just hate it when the clothes just
It is clipped in that low
suction
pocket.
you
He
have to
doesn't equip
rip
the
it off.
snorkel. He just holds it in his mouth to free up his hands. Yeah, but like that's normal, right? Snorkels are uncomfortable as fuck to wear. Why the fuck would you put a snorkel on until right before you go in the water? I wouldn't expect anybody to put it on immediately, right? I was with Destiny 100% till that comment. Has nobody gone? I can't tell if I'm getting trolled or not. Has anybody had wet clothes before? If you're trying to take off like a wet t-shirt, do you just pull from here and yank it off? You don't. You have to like fucking wrestle with all the fucking shit all over your body because it's stuck to you like a motherfucker. What are we talking about? I can't tell if I'm getting trolled. But this is not a wet t-shirt? No, but if you've got like, depending on the types of swimwear you're wearing, if it's like shorts that are like stuck to your whole fucking thigh, I don't think you would pull from your waistband to pull them up. You have to reach down and you like unscrunch them from your body and then you pull it up. Am I crazy? But it also depends on the type of swim trunks you have. Some swim trunks will have like the white, like the fucking net lining beneath, and those you can always like pull up or down like without anything. But it depends on what you're wearing, right? I don't know what the fuck this guy's swimwear is. Jesus Christ. It's literally just water. It's not that much heavier. That's gotta be a troll comment. It's gotta be. I can't. There's no way, dude.
What is he on? Whoa!
Everyone knows that you take your clothes off while you're in the water because they're harder to get out of once you're out of it. I didn't even know that. That'd be a really good idea, though. True. You should just do that.
This should be turned into a big meme, dude.
So what happened?
Floating through that water.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yeah.
Level 97.
4 people went to the hospital with injuries.
Oh my god.
And
yeah, but there's no reason to assume he is pulling them up. What makes you think he isn't checking for the knife? He could be. I'm just trying not to ascribe more malintent than I already have, because apparently I'm already insane for thinking this guy that stabbed 5 teens was a little bit out of line.
With injuries.
Oh my god.
And 1 person died.
Oh no.
I don't know any of their names, and I don't know any gender, but I don't know.
What's your best feel for the stabbing guy's true motive? I don't know. He just seemed like he wanted to fight. Maybe he's a fighter, dude. I'm not sure. But anybody that walks back to a group of people and pulls a knife out like that is looking to fight. He was living his fucking hero moment.
I don't know any of their names, and I don't know any genders, so I don't know.
Was that because they fought each other, or is that?
I don't know. I don't know what their injuries are. I was with Sandy the whole time, and then when I kind of turned Sandy over to Ernesto and Amy, then I came here. So I have no idea what their injuries were.
Oh my god.
My god.
Ooh, that breeze is nice.
Would your perspective change if he punched one and they died? Yeah, I think if you want to punch somebody because people are in your face, that's totally fine, sure. If he wants to hit somebody, sure.
So we just need to be able to like piece this together. You know, in your statement.
What other pictures did they give you or me?
Just that one. That's the only one I have.
They didn't take. They didn't take the cameras. You should take the cameras.
Yes, and so I have colleagues, investigators that are talking talking to all of those, the people in the group and the other witnesses. So yes, we are trying to collect. And I told Ernesto and Amy, because they said that Rosie. Okay.
But I don't think she took any pictures of those guys. There was at the stop out here.
Yes, but you were snorkeling. They might have been like taking a selfie or something, and we could get these guys in the background that they don't even realize they have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So I asked them to go through their photos that we would be in contact with them.
Got it. I was all of a sudden say that.
I feel like the thing Destiny missed is the lies told by the kids. What lies did the kids tell? Did I miss some of that? They might have, maybe they lied about some of the story. I'm not even relying on like any of their testimony though. I'm just relying on like what's been seen on camera. Or I guess the only bit of testimony I'm relying on is that the kids say that the girl got punched, but I think they believe that happened because they react in the video like she did. That's maybe they missaw it or something, but.
Why would they take pictures of me going over there?
No, you just never know what you get in a picture. If they're sitting here waiting for you and shouting out to find the phone.
Did you find his phone?
Matt Walsh showed it. The kids told tons of lies. Oh boy. Okay. Well, there we go.
I don't know. Again, I've been with Sandy pretty much the whole time, and now I came here with you. So I do know I did get a message that the goggles from Snorkel were found.
Every video.
So that's all the information that I have about like items that are located.
It's got the steel.
This fucking noise.
This one is a steel to upgrade.
The lies are about the kids calling the dude a pedo and raper. Oh, that has nothing to do with. That's not. Who cares? That's. Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't have said that, but that's different than the lies that he's telling, talking to the cops.
Right. It's down the tubes.
Well, I don't know if that's the case. Because people have the right to defend themselves.
I know, but this is Wisconsin.
This is Wisconsin.
Okay.
Wait, what? Uh-oh.
Case. Because...
No, my whole life is down the tubes.
No.
Well, I don't know if that's the case. Because people have the right to defend themselves.
I know, but this is Wisconsin.
This is Wisconsin.
Okay. You can continue on. I usually know that people that
He's trying to phone like soft.
Oh yeah.
being accused of being this and being that.
Well, I think if you'd asked me what I would have done,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not safe.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. I would have been scared shitless, I can tell you that.
When that many people tried to...
At this point, she doesn't know anything. She's just taking his initial story.
Surely she knows nothing.
That's possible, but that is definitely not what this feels like. It feels like she knows, she has a pretty good idea of what happened, just based on her questioning and the fact that she's trying to be sympathetic towards why he would stab people. It feels like she knows he stabbed them, and she's trying to get him to admit it. That's what it feels like. But maybe she doesn't know. I don't know how quickly after everything this interrogation happened or whatever. So I could be wrong, but
pull your pants down and hit you, and and two boys had knives on them. They didn't find any of those two knives?
I don't know. I don't know, but we're looking. And
oh, he's trying to say that they were knife fighting each other, and he's like, did they find the knives? Did they find the knives? Did they find the knives? Oh man, is that what?
Being accused of being this and being that.
well, I think if you'd asked me what I would have done,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not safe.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. I would have been scared shitless, I can tell you that.
When that many people tried to pull your pants down and hit you, and and two boys had knives on them. They didn't find any of those 2 knives?
I don't know. I don't know, but we're looking. And, you know, we're looking before it gets dark out.
Oh, it must be the adrenaline because he's still in fear of his life. The fight or flight is causing him to hallucinate 2 knives from the other boys and invent the fact that they were pulling his pants down.
Okay, right now it is 8:40.
I'm glad I actually took that kid's knife. He would have stabbed me. He was not there to scare me.
Am I hearing things?
He was there to harm me.
Okay, it's background in this video. Jesus.
At least I'm here, but I'm sorry for how it ended up.
Careful. Oh boy, how triggered am I about to get?
So there aren't a lot of guarantees in the criminal justice system, but for a long time now, there's been at least one thing you could be pretty sure of, which is that if you kill somebody in self-defense, there's a very good chance in this country you're going to be charged with murder. Trayvon Martin called George Zimmerman a cracker right before pounding his head into the pavement, and famously, the entire country, including the President of the United States at the time, determined immediately that George Zimmerman was the bad guy. And of course, Kyle Rittenhouse was very nearly had to spend the rest of his life in prison for the crime of defending himself against several people who were clearly trying to kill him, including a pedophile who just got out of a mental hospital and an Antifa foot soldier who drew a handgun on him. Now, everyone's heard of these cases because...
Just as a heads up, okay? I'm sorry, from a principled perspective, okay? From a principled perspective, this probably should be the case, okay? When you're defending yourself by killing another person, you're depriving that person of arguably the greatest negative freedom, meaning a freedom that you have intrinsically that the government is just protecting, and that is your right to life, okay? So for another citizen to be able to deprive you of the greatest negative freedom that ought to be protected and is protected in the U.S. Constitution, and basically every fucking country on the planet, okay? There should be some burden of proof that you have to present that you had a right to do that. That's not ridiculous. That's not fantastic. That should be expected. The idea that it's so crazy that if one man kills another, that he doesn't have to answer to some criminal body to prove that it was with some level of justification is such an unbelievably stupid fucking issue to have. Like, obviously that should be the case. You should always be prepared to defend yourself in court if you kill somebody in real life.
Including a pedophile who just got out of a mental hospital and an Antifa foot soldier who drew a handgun on him. Now, everyone's heard of...
It's like, but it's not even good. Why am I watching this? Rittenhouse didn't know anybody was a fucking pedophile. That guy could have been a pedophile or could have been the fucking Pope. It doesn't change the facts of that case. It's all perspective. Rittenhouse didn't know any of this at the time, so it doesn't matter what comes out afterwards. It's not retrospective.
Who kill him, including a pedophile who just got out of a mental hospital and an Antifa foot soldier who drew a handgun on him. Now, everyone's heard of these cases because in both instances, there was a very clear racial angle to push. Even though he didn't kill any black people, the Kyle Rittenhouse incident happened, of course, in the context of BLM mobs torching cities. So they had that angle, and that's why he became an instant target. George Zimmerman, for his part, gave Barack Obama a chance to talk about how systemically racist America is, so his case was useful for a moment as well. But there are many self-defense cases that don't make the mainstream news, at least not nearly to the same extent. And all of them, to one degree or another, contradict the prevailing media narrative, so the corporate press ignores them. But they're important to talk about, in part because they show how prosecutors and witnesses are willing to lie to imprison people who exercise one of the most fundamental rights, you might say the most fundamental, which is the right of self-defense. How casually they will destroy people's lives for the crime of trying to preserve their own lives. So I'm going to go in depth into one of these cases, which is still ongoing. Hasn't gotten nearly as much attention as it deserves. And plus, it's the premiere day for Judge, so I figure a deep dive on a court case seems sort of fitting. So here's the background. In the summer of 2022, a man in his early 50s named Nikolai Mu was out tubing with a group of people, including his wife. And this was in the Apple River in Wisconsin. Apparently, a member of his party dropped their phone somewhere in the river, and Nikolai Mu left his group and went looking for the phone. And that's when, around 3:40 p.m., Mu encountered a couple of additional tubing groups, one consisting of a bunch of teenagers and the other including some adults. Now, most of the involved parties are very clearly under the influence of alcohol and perhaps other drugs to varying degrees.
And can't buy the drugs anymore.
Don't have it. I just gambled it, bro.
Wait, let's just watch this. It's not that long. This made me a fan of him because it's literally a guy. I don't know why people are like against a guy that smokes crack,
and lives in his parents' house when he's like 40. Because I think that's hilarious. That's kind of what I want to watch.
My brother, I knocked him out cold. Man, shut up, dude. Gambling, bro.
John,
Dude, somebody.
It's bad, yeah, but if you eliminate everything that's bad in the world, then then what is bad then? Good things become bad. So do you understand what I'm saying? You want bad things.
Please help me, bro. Dude, somebody please help.
Austin Peterson, or better known as Bossman Jack, might actually be the biggest victim rat I've ever seen in my entire life. Every single day on stream he talks about how he's a great person, how he doesn't understand why people hate him so much. So let's go ahead and dive into it and show you guys how much of a great person he really is. Prior to his streaming career, Austin was the epitome of a model citizen, getting arrested in 2015 with 3 of his boys for breaking into cars.
These are Bossman Jack's boys. It looks like GTA characters.
And stealing cash, jewelry, firearms, and a camera. He got sentenced to 5 years in prison, but after getting down by Bubba for 29 days, the judge felt bad for him and let him go early.
He got sentenced to 5 years too, guys, but he got let go after a month.
Enough wake-up call for him. Now you may be sitting here and thinking, oh, he got arrested once in 2015. You probably learned from it, except for the fact that he got arrested the year prior in 2014 for the same exact thing.
That's crazy. It's the same two guys. Two of the same guys.
Which state was this in again?
For the exact same thing.
So, I guess he doesn't really learn very well.
What were they doing?
Austin's gambling addiction started in 2019 when he made his Twitch account called Austin07. Now, at this point, he wasn't doing crypto casino gambling and was strictly doing old school RuneScape Duel Arena, which, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically you go up against another person, you guys put up the same amount of money for a stake, and you fight to the death, and the winner takes all. Now, this is also where he started begging people for money, because after he lost all his money, he went into 30 billion gold worth of debt, which at the time was worth around $15,000. Now, he kept taking himself further and further into debt, and eventually paid some people back, and then scammed the rest and decided he wasn't going to pay certain people back.
So you can just scam on RuneScape? Okay, if I was on RuneScape, I would scam everybody. It's basically just like you're trusting the person to pay you. Okay, I'll just scam everyone.
Duel Arena. So Austin had to find another way to get his fix.
I feel like in watching it back, it's so much less. All of this is so much less than I. One thing that's like very interesting about reality is like, how different would this whole case be if this was captured horizontally instead of vertically? Because I wonder how much the vertical space crushes and compresses the image and gives you like this claustrophobic feeling so much more than what was actually happening. Like when I first watched this, there were so many impressions that I had about how close everybody was to him, that like Gistigal kept saying that he's surrounded 270 degrees, 280 degrees surrounded on all sides. And I wonder how much like the verticality of this video is like selling that talking point. When you actually look at it, and there's another thing that I say like over and over again, like people like he was in fear for his life, fear for his life, fear for his life. Nah, you don't turn your back this hard to people like in fear for no shot. With arms down, not covering, not protecting any part of his body, completely turned around, he's not in fear of his life. But also, I don't think these people are as close to him as it kind of feels like with the camera waving back and forth so quickly. Like even when he turns around and sees him, he's not like surprised or shocked or like, oh fuck, they're right in my face, oh shit. He just like turns around, yeah, he sees him, he's pretty mad. I think he's got his knife out.
He has his hand on his hip.
But then you like look in the water. This girl's got, she does have her hand on him here, just on his arm, I think. And then he turns to
wasn't she with him?
Talk to her. Oh, it looks like he's putting his hand on her or trying to push her back or getting her hand off him. I think she's telling him to leave. It's kind of what it looks like. But like, look at the space here. Like, how many feet away do you think the recorder is here from the guy? There's nobody else is in frame, but also it's hard to see in frame. Guy walks a little bit closer. And then I keep thinking, I don't know, it's because people keep saying it, he's being attacked by so many people. There's a mob of 13 people. But like, not really. There's 2 women in front of him. There's this guy holding a beer and pointing over here. He's away from him. He's just talking to these 2 women. Like I said, this guy's not doing shit. This guy's like over here. That guy's over there. Like nobody, he's not really surrounded. People like on all sides or anything like this or anything. Like, They're laughing. They're being dumb. Then something happens. Supposedly he pushes or hits this girl. I don't know. We should listen to what do the witnesses say here. So obviously everybody sees something happen. Maybe she hit him and they misinterpreted it. If I'm being hyper charitable, but something happens here, and at least these two guys see something. The feeling here, after everything we just saw, is that like 8 people are on him or attacking him or whatever, but that's not really what happened, right? I think the one guy walks up and smacks him. It was the guy that initially charged him or tried to push him over, and then this guy like kind of pushes his back, but like that's it in terms of hands on the guy. It was like those 2 people. Like I don't even know. And again, the feeling here is that like 7 people are surrounding him, like ready to fight, but I don't think they are. I bet if we had this shot wider. Wait, somebody said there was a shot downriver. Is there another video? I bet if you had this shot wider, I bet the feeling you would get from the video would be way different, because I don't think anybody's that close to this dude at all. This guy, one guy comes up and he gets stabbed, but there's like nobody else is close enough to even touch him. I don't think anybody else is even striking distance right here. The guy in the camera is one thing. This guy's pretty far back. Like this guy's trying to break the fight up. None of these people are walking forward to attack him. Nobody's walking forward to hit him at this point. Nobody. Well, except apparently that 105-pound girl over there. I don't know if she hit him or if she just put her hands on him or what. We don't know, I think. Right? Or I don't know what they testified to. But like this guy's trying to break it up. He's trying to tell people like, hey, fuck off. I think he even says get the fuck back. This kid is like back here, just whatever. There's a guy way back here. The video guy is still recording. This guy comes forward and he rests his hand on him to like, hey bro, like you should leave or whatever. I don't know if he stabs him here or what. I don't know if we've gotten a conclusive answer on this. I feel like people are judging this so harshly purely because of the guy recording the video's commentary. I mean, the teens being fucking annoying, which they are, definitely plays into it. But I'm so curious how much the vertical filming here instead of the horizontal filming makes everything feel more claustrophobic than it actually was. Did you see the jury? There were a lot of old people in it. People keep saying an old person jury means one thing or another, but I don't think an old person jury means anything, right? Like, if the old person, if there are old people on the jury, they could be not sympathetic because, because, you know, they sympathize with the old guy or they empathize with the old guy and they don't like the teens, or they could be parents and now they're super set against them because like, what if those were my kids getting stabbed in the river by some old creepy immigrant dude, right? So. What are your thoughts on the Arab Spring? Creepy. I was in the Egyptian protest 2011. Brotherhood candidate won due to popular vote splitting between 2 popular candidates, and a coup happened anyway. I don't have enough information to have a comprehensive view of the Arab Spring.
Now, it's clear from this footage that throughout the entire incident, right up until their friend got stabbed, the crowd of teenagers doesn't seem to be afraid of anything or feel fearful for their lives in any way, and they seem to be having a great time. And you know, that makes sense because Moo is much older than they are, and though they wouldn't have known this, he just had quadruple bypass surgery, so he wasn't out looking for, you know, a fight with a bunch of teenagers. Meanwhile, these teenagers are mostly football players in prime physical condition, so...
I'm sorry. How much of a self-report is this? Excuse me. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's find the prime physical condition. Was it? Okay, first of all, we got like 4 fucking girls here. This is it. This is our specimen. Prime physical condition football player. Prime physical condition. Was it this guy over here? That guy in the friend group that brags about having a 6-pack? Because he weighs 102 pounds and he's 5'10"? Is it this guy back here, right over here, who looks like he's like 4 Ukrainian flags in his profile away from being a femboy? Is it this guy over here, who looks like he could have been an extra on Fat Camp? Where are my prime physical? This guy looks like at least like low body. This guy's like pretty strong, but he's nowhere near the guy fighting. Like, where's our prime peak physical condition killers, bro? Give me a fucking break. Is it this guy? Like, come on. Prime physical condition? Bro, you could throw me in this group of people and I would look like the average level of fitness of these guys. Come on. Where's the Photoshop of my beach picture? Like, prime physical condition? Is it this guy right here with the jeans on? That this is like weight training for his water sports? Like, my God. Is it the overweight black kid on that's filming from his camera? Like, Jesus.
From this footage that throughout the entire incident, right up until their friend got stabbed, the crowd of teenagers doesn't seem to be afraid of anything or feel fearful for their lives in any way, and they seem to be having a great time. And you know, that makes sense because Moo is much older than they are, and though they wouldn't have known this, he just had quadruple bypass surgery, so he wasn't out looking for, you know, a fight with a bunch of teenagers. Meanwhile, these teenagers are mostly football players in prime physical condition, so they appear to be very much the aggressors as they jeer and taunt the older man and accuse him of, quote, looking for a little girl. And then something happens off camera. An adult woman who came over from another tubing group gets in the man's face. He apparently makes...
Should the teens have been charged with assault? They definitely hit him and it could have hurt him more. Maybe if nothing else had happened, then I mean, you could argue that, sure. I don't know if you normally like charge people with other crimes relating to stuff like this, if that normally happens. I feel like it doesn't normally happen. Like if somebody comes up to like kill you, or you're in a situation and you were like smoking marijuana and the cops like come and arrest your husband, and in the case of the trial, like there's footage of you smoking marijuana, I don't think they charge you for that normally. I don't know if there's like a rule or law or regulation or something, but Destiny, when he says prime condition football players, he's referring to Coach Prime of the Colorado Buffaloes, and that team sucks. Did any of the kids in the Rittenhouse case, did any of those people get charged, like Gross or whatever? He was the one that pulled the Glock, right? Did any of those people get charged?
some kind of contact with her, and the mob pounces. They push the man and begin hitting him repeatedly after he goes down in the water. Meanwhile, the woman is
hitting him repeatedly. Just to be clear, the guy only got hit one time, right? It was the kid that slapped his face. He only got hit one time. What are the repeated hits? Are we counting when the guy shoved his on the back or whatever? The weakest shove in the history of all of fucking mankind? Is that, I guess if you count that as 2 hits, and we can say hit multiple times.
The mob pounces. They push the man and begin hitting him repeatedly after he goes down in the water. Meanwhile, the woman is fine. She's not hurt in any way. Only after the man fatally stabs one of his attackers, it's a teenager named Isaac Schumann, does the mood start to change.
That's not true. The mood doesn't change once he stabs somebody. The mood changes when they realize he has a knife, right? It's technically different. Like, they were already trying to disengage way before they ever knew that he had a knife. That one guy told the guy, like, get the fuck back. We saw it in the video, but I don't think anybody...
Schumann bled out on the scene. The man also stabbed several others who were attacking him, and you can tell from watching the video that he was not chasing them down and slicing away, that they were coming at him, attacking him, and that's when he used the knife. Now, based on these facts, within 48 hours, the DA charged Nikolai Mu with first-degree murder. And what's followed nearly 2 years later is, for the prosecutors anyway, nothing short of a train wreck. You know, there are airtight cases, and there are close cases, and then there's this. Pretty much every prosecution witness has demonstrated very clearly that they're either lying or they're completely unsure of what happened 2 years ago. And this is such a debacle that very real questions need to be asked about why this case was brought and why these prosecutors still have jobs. Balance of Nature Fruits and Veggies is the most convenient way to get whole fruits and vegetables every day. They use an advanced cold vacuum process that encapsulates fruits and vegetables into whole food supplements without sacrificing their natural antioxidants. The capsules are completely void of additives, fillers, extracts, synthetics, pesticides, or added sugar. The only thing in Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie capsules are fruits and veggies. Imagine trying to eat 31 different fruits and vegetables every day. That sounds miserable and time-consuming. Well, with Balance of Nature, there's never been an easier way to ensure that you get your daily dose of fruits and vegetables. Go to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Walsh to get 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies and an additional $10 off every additional set that you buy. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Walsh. So I'll start with the incredible testimony of a witness named Larry Davis, who recorded some of the footage of the incident. Under cross-examination from one of Kyle Rittenhouse's old lawyers, incidentally. Davis admits...
Why are we going by... Isn't this a guy that was like in another group that was super far from the whole thing? Or is this the guy that was originally with the first group?
He lied to the police.
Also, I am so curious. In 23 minutes and 23 seconds, okay, we're going to go through what the witnesses said that might be wrong, which they might have been. I don't think I watched, although I don't know if I watched any of the witness testimony. This guy was far away. Okay, so this is the guy that was far away. So it's not even like the important, that's not even the important thing. Do you think he's going to bring up any of the lies that Nikolai told? A single one? Let's find out. Let's see.
Why the group was upset with Nikolai Mu. This is just incredible footage. Watch this.
Yeah, wait, this isn't even the guy this isn't the guy that we've seen on camera. This is a guy in another group that was like pretty far away, right? No, it's not the guy that was far away. Wait, this is the guy that was on camera? The one that had the fucking hentai shirt on. No, I don't think so. Because I remember I asked, why is he wearing this in quarter, blah, blah, blah. He's like pretty far away. The guy that was actually the one recording, though, he wore like a button up, didn't he? Deep Futanari. Okay, I am correct.
Also said to the police, he came out of the bushes and he was taking pictures of the girls.
Yes, I said that.
You saw that?
No, I said that.
I understand you said it. Did you see it?
Yes.
So you saw Mr. Mew with his camera that afternoon taking pictures of little girls.
This is the guy recording, right? No. This is not the guy recording the main video footage that we see. No.
That's what you're telling this jury.
Oh, no. No, that's what I said.
No, like I said, I understand you said it. Is it true?
Oh, I don't know.
Why if you don't know if it's true?
It was a lot going on.
Okay. Now, it's hard to believe that this is a real interaction between two humans in a courtroom.
What? Bro, this guy is evil. Oh. This wasn't even he wasn't even like an important witness to this case. He wasn't even in the group of kids that this happened to. This is like, why is this who we're cutting out of the, okay, well at least he has the guy that actually took the video footage later on, the one that we're seeing in the main video, but okay.
So the lawyer says, you said you saw him taking pictures of little girls. Witness says, yeah, I said that. Lawyer says, did you see it? Witness says, no, I said it. Now, to be clear, we're talking about falsely accusing a man of pedophilia 2 years after the fact, and then...
No, you're not. Falsely accusing a man of pedophilia is not... That sounds like you're levying like an official fucking claim. Why are you serious? What a way to load that. Like, how many people have I falsely accused of pedophilia? Oh, and I was like, oh, that guy, he's a fucking pedophile. You accuse this man of pedophilia? That's kind of loaded, but okay.
And the only excuse you can come up with for lying is there was a lot going on. There's a lot going on, so I just accused someone of being a pedophile. It just happens, and things were hectic. Keep in mind, this is a prosecution witness. So this should be the end of the case right there. I mean, this is the clearest possible evidence that the people Mu confronted decided long after the fact.
What? He's not even part of the, I just realized, he hasn't actually watched anything of this case. Matt Walsh probably doesn't do this research. He's got people that write this out for him, and then he just like reads the fucking teleprompter. That's exactly what's going on. So I shouldn't even get mad at him because he hasn't even done. It's not even his research. It's not even his case. He hasn't done anything for this.
There. I mean, this is the clearest possible evidence that the people Mu confronted decided long after the fact to come up with a story to justify their aggression towards him. They have no credibility whatsoever. You'll remember in the video, somebody shouted that Mu was looking for a girl, but on cross-examination, another witness, Jawan Cockfield, admitted that the claim was not based on any evidence whatsoever. Watch.
You tell the police that he told you he's looking for a snorkel, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And you then say, grown man can't have sex with little girls. What the hell? What the f***? He's a raper. Right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. You have no information as to what this older man is doing, do you?
No.
Okay. A raper and saying he can't have sex with little girls. You're doing that to humiliate him, aren't you?
It's not necessarily.
He doesn't speak like
what other reason would you be calling him names when you don't know anything about what's happening?
Trying to figure out the situation.
So the way that you're trying to figure out what's happening is by calling a grown man names. Yes?
Yes.
See, this is why he should have gone with the Nikolai defense and go, oh, I don't remember. I don't remember, actually. I don't remember anything that happened. I don't remember a single thing that happened, actually, except for the things that help my case. Should have just lied like Nikolai does. Like Nikolai's been lying for the entire time he's been on the stand, or at least 80% of it.
I mean, part of the problem here for the prosecution.
So streams, like, fucking report to this fucking guy while he's live.
Overall, a bad brand image allowed to stream here. We've provided ample proof to kick support and staff. Nothing has been done yet. Keep reporting. I'm aware of this streamer. That's all I can say. He is on our radar. I think we've taken action multiple times, but keep reporting, please. But again, please keep the questions coming. And listen, I want to double down on Bossman Jack. I'm not skirting your question. He's on the radar.
Like, this guy definitely is a viewer of his. Why is he like... Imagine snitching. Hey, man, it's really messed up what this streamer does. Like, what the fuck? Just don't watch him.
Promise you.
Now, this was Austin's direct response after that Kick executive said that. But then on stream, he said something completely different.
I hate my life so much, man. I don't even want to live anymore, dude. I swear to God. I'm not saying I'm not suicide baiting like everyone says I do. No, I just don't hate. I hate my life. I don't like living anymore. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm gonna myself. God, what's the matter with you guys? What's saying I do that? I hate my life, dude. You think I'm kidding? You think I like my life? Are you stupid?
Now, Austin, I get that you're in fight or flight mode trying to keep your Kick channel from getting banned, but the fact is that you do suicide bait. And on the screen right now, we can see all the examples of when you said, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do something really dumb." Have a good one, guys, and take care. And also remember, I always loved you guys. Bro.
Do it. Or, oh.
Kill yourself, meow.
Paul, how are you in my chat? Aren't you on a plane or something?
Maybe I'm better off.
Also, Victor texted me, let's do a secret surprise party for Paul when he gets back. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing a secret surprise party.
And that's what I should do. Austin, you do suicide bait almost daily. Now, I do hope...
Hello? Yeah, that's me. Okay, you might have like entered the wrong way. Here, let me just 1 second.
They had to use a garbage truck to pick up all the food. Why not? You're a bad friend. Oh my god. Yeah, right. T-levels on the 70-year-old man.
Just these witnesses. So 2 years later, Owen's memory is suddenly better. It's better now than it was at the time. He remembers more about what happened 2 years later than he did when it actually happened. And by that he means his memory is worse, because he doesn't remember if his memory is good or not. That's part of the problem. He says his memory he doesn't remember. He does remember. He's not sure. He doesn't remember.
He said his memory was better 2 years later than right after the thing, though. That seems BS. Yeah, that statement seems dumb, but I don't know what it's in reference to. I don't know what Matt Walsh is referencing when he's talking about like police statements or whatever. Like, because in terms of like if the police ask you like 5 minutes after a crazy event like this some shit, and then you talk and then you think about it, and then like a year or two or even like a month or a couple months later, you have like a better understanding of like, okay, hold on, what actually happened or whatever. I could believe that. But if he had made like a statement to the cops like a week later or whatever, and it's like, well, 2 years later, I know better than a week later, that would probably be bullshit. But I don't know what the line of questioning was here.
Remembering. And now he doesn't recall the guy ever saying anything about missing a phone. And he had no way of figuring out how to tell the police any of this because he's just...
Question, does the jury need to find a unanimous decision on this? Yes.
Doesn't recall the guy ever saying anything about missing a phone. And he had no way of figuring out how to tell the police any of this because he's just 19 years old. And 19-year-olds are apparently completely unable to use Google or cell phones or dial 911 or communicate basic ideas at all, evidently.
Wait, what? Hold on.
2 years later than he did when it actually happened. And by that he means his memory is worse, because he doesn't remember if his memory is good or not. That's part of the problem. He says his memory he doesn't remember. He does remember. He's not sure. He doesn't remember remembering. And now he doesn't recall the guy ever saying anything about missing a phone. And he had no way of figuring out how to tell the police any of this because he's just...
Wait, did the guy say for sure? Has there been like 100% validation or confirmation that he did say he was missing a phone? Is there a video of that? Or are there other people testifying that he did say that and this kid would have heard it? Are we just assuming that that for sure happened? Or is he saying that since the guy was like, I don't recall him saying that to me, that he's interpreting that as like, I don't remember at all?
You got some real nonsense going on.
19 years old. 19-year-olds are apparently completely unable to use Google or cell phones or dial 911 or communicate basic ideas at all, evidently. These are